You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue. All the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Kid to pro and friends black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
All right. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is supreme. The Chaotic Culture Podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod. Subscribe to patreon.com to get bonus episodes, content, and of course, to help keep the lights on, you can subscribe for as low as $30 a month. Once again, we appreciate your support. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate the crazy parts from finances, black business highlights, black professionals, community content creators, home ownership, HBCUs, sports, black nerdom, anime, wrestling, and especially black music. If it encompasses black culture, of course, we are going to cover it. Live from the 410, I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculated Millennial, a.k.a. the Encore Presentation.
Can I get an encore? Do you want more?
A.k.a. your favorite toxic adjacent king, Ked the Poet, Ked the Closer, all that good stuff. 843 is me. Baltimore's the place to be. Always chaotic and never toxic most days. And back again, once again, with your favorite black culture highlights and black culture shenanigans. And with me today, of course, we have one of the co-hosts of the Chaotic Culture Podcast and, of course, the founder of Inside the Mind of a Blur, my boy, ScubaSteve. Go ahead and do your introduction, brother. Wait. You already know I'm going to do this.
What's up, man? What's up, gang? What's up, gang? Getting this money. Fucking this fame. Fuck this fame.
Hey, man. What is good? Oh, shit. Tried to take a sip out of my drink trying to be cool, and then I fucking swallowed and tried to talk at the same time.
Hey,
Shit
yo.
was stupid. Oh, whoa, yay, hey, yo. Pause. My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay. I got to get that soundbite, too. It's on my other computer, so I got to, email it to me because I'm not trying to splice that shit again.
Yeah, but it is I, ScubaSteve, a.k.a. Scholar's Dad or whatever, a.k.a. your favorite instigator, aka I wore one cosplay and cosplay two different characters. I am also known as Gambit because I can never be an X-Man.
Hey.
Yeah, man. How y'all doing, man? How is the world? Because it's been a while. I mean, you did like 3 interviews and stuff. You didn't send no link. He's like, I got these solo interviews to do, so I ain't worried about none of you niggas. Yeah, had some one-on-one conversations. I get it. I understand.
Hey, man, next time I'm definitely gonna put you on the invite. It's a force of habit. More so, it's just like I'm so used to doing these interviews alone. So, that's kind of what it was. Like, I got this interview, this. I didn't think, somebody on my team would, like to be a part of this. So that's just me not forward thinking because, again, force of habit. I'm so used to doing it alone and sending out the invite, but niggas got busy schedules and whatnot. So
that's how it be.
Yeah, but yeah. Next interview that we got, no, trust me, I got you, man. Speaking of interviews, if y'all hadn't checked out the latest episode, of course, I did have an interview with one of our favorite gamers, D, aka Professor D, aka Yup, that's D. Please be sure that you check it out. I had a great, funny ass conversation with her. It was definitely amazing. And of course, that was my first live guest in about 2.5 years. I hadn't had someone pull up to the pod like at the crib in a long ass time since, we used to record from the crib and whatnot. So now that everybody has moved away and is virtual and shit like that, it was nice to have a guest, pop in and, be right next to me and sit right next to me for the longest time. And it kind of helps because she's only about maybe an hour and a half away herself, which it would be closer, but Maryland back roads and shit. So
because I'm about to say Maryland's small, ain't it? But I forgot.
Oh yeah. It's like everything is close enough to where you can get there. It's just still kind of a distance because she lives in La Plata, and like that's an hour and a half away, and it's near where my cousin lives in Waldorf. So they're like I'm more central Maryland, more or less, and they're more southern. So, but you can pretty much get to everywhere in Maryland within a span of 40 minutes to an hour, and ain't but so big.
That's interesting, man. I mean, shoot, I wish we had more people that stay in the area because most of us that are in Dallas, we got Mike and Snay, of course,
Hmm.
and then Kasha, and then
Hmm.
I think Panda's here too.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I don't think nobody else is even here. So I'll be jealous sometimes when like y'all be having like when BlurCon, it was like 20 people, 30 people just pulled up because they all live in the area. I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Some of them don't live like too far away, from the DC area. Like it's just really like a 3 or 4 hour drive or a train ride, something like that. So yeah, man. And I damn sure was hoping you would pull up as well, but shit happens.
Man, I wanted to, and then they gave basically this dealership closed, and they was like, "Look, man, we got 56 cars. You want them?" And I was like, "I guess." I was like, "I can't go to BlurCon because that's, I mean, a bill a car,
Nah,
So yeah, and I knocked them out in 4 days. So that's you can do the math on why I had to go on and sit that one out.
yeah, I feel it, man. I feel it. Gotta get your rest in. So, speaking of which, let's check on mental health. You already know that's how we start off every episode. Steve, how's your mental health been so far?
My mental health been good. I've been working and I guess working and watching TV and stuff like that. And I guess one of my friends, he shout out to Dave. He built my website for my for Wake the Dead, and he kind of told me he was like, "Hey man," he was like, "I get that you sold a couple of books and stuff like that." He said, "But was that the goal to just sell, you know, your little small thing, or was it to get this in stores and sell millions of copies and make a name for yourself and eventually somebody pick up the book and maybe turn it into a TV series or a movie?" He was all like, "You moving like you done already made it." And I guess I needed that because I was like thinking about it. I was like, dang, yeah, I did kind of just like get off the gas a little bit. He was like, "I remember when you first introduced it, he was like, you was super in work mode." He said, "Now you kind of just chilling." So, I mean, shoot, I needed that. So now I'm back on my grind trying to make sure that I don't get complacent, man. So that's really what my mental health been, honestly. Just trying to get back to work.
I hear that, man. I hear that. Me, um, mentally, I'm all right. Physically is another story, but from a mental health perspective, I've been okay. Just really working, kind of going through the motions. Making sure that I, go in with a mindset of, I'm gonna accomplish what I gotta accomplish at work, so I can go to sleep, and then try to make it to this 3 day weekend, so I can give my body time to rest, heal, and to feel rejuvenated. But also, throughout those 3 days that I do have off throughout the week, and try to plan ahead, not only just for myself, but also for the podcast in general. There are some things that like I'm definitely trying to work towards for the pod itself, and I want to be able to make that happen in a decent amount of time. Like for example, I am focused on trying to apply for a panel at Anime NYC, which is one of the biggest anime conventions in America. Will it be successful? Who knows? But it can't hurt to try. I'm also going to be planning to apply to other smaller cons around. For example, Otakon is coming up, so it's like, well, it's right in DC. Might as well try. I wanted to do BlurCon, but too many things happened at one time, so it was just like, damn, I can't do it. I didn't even know I was going to BlurCon for real, until the plans to attend my godbrother's wedding fell through. Then it's just like, well, shit, I guess I'll go for one day then. So that's how that turned out. And because I live so far, not far from DC, but far enough, I definitely couldn't do the Sunday thing because then, friends had planned to do brunch. And then I promised my other friend that I would take her to medieval times, which I hadn't been since I was like 14, 15. So, I know that there was one Sunday where you took your kids and that sparked the idea. I'm like, yo, I got a medieval times. I was like, not even 15 minutes away from where I live. So, took my friend there, had a nice little dinner, saw a nice little show, Medieval Times. Of course, the show in Maryland was different from the one that I saw in South Carolina. And mind you, it's been almost 20 years since I saw that last show. So it's like, I know shows change and whatnot, but it was still nice to see.
Bro, I was thinking that they changed a lot, and then but when I went to go see that show with my kids or whatever, I was like, damn, this is the same thing that happened in high school. The only thing that different was like, I'm saying, a different night one. But like as far as like the main premise of it, I was like, damn, it's the same thing. So maybe I need to go to like one in a different state.
I think that's what it is.
And see if there's a different story. But yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this. What was the story that was told at your Medieval Times, if you don't mind?
So there was like, I guess 6 nights or whatever. And then they were having like a battle. And then one of the knights won. And then the knight that lost got up and attacked the knight from behind. Something like that, and betrayed him. And then I guess they were planning on overthrowing the kingdom. And I was like, damn, this is the same kind of plot line or whatever. So I don't know if that's the same one that y'all had. But it was like basically they was just having like duels, and it was supposed to be like, friendly competition or whatever. And then the knight that lost one of the duels, he was the Green Knight. He lost to the black and white one. The black and white one stood up. He was about to be championed. And then the Green Knight gets up and he stabs him from behind and kills him. Yeah, and then they decide to overthrow the kingdom in general.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one in South Carolina that I saw all those years ago was a little different. There was a kingdom, and it had 6 knights, and the knights were pretty much like fighting to be named champion, but also trying to win like the heart of the princess. Now the princess had her chosen knight, but of course he lost in like the first round.
Of course.
And we get to the final 2 nights, and it's like the Green Knight and the White and Yellow Knight. I don't know. Now, mind you, there was actually 2 hosts. One who was like the main host of the Medieval Times, and of course you had one who was like running the battle. So at that point, when the final night had won, the dude who was running the battle raised his arm, and then he betrayed him. He was like, the kingdom and the princess should be mine. And then the day was saved by the princess's chosen knight.
The one that lost in the first round. He lost in the first round, but he's strong enough to win the whole battle.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is, I thought, I was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. Now, when I went back in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, that the Green Knight was the one who had made it all to the final round, and then like lost to whoever the eventual winner was before he was betrayed. Now, this is a part of my high school band. We were all cheering for like the Green Knight. We all sat in that section. And so when the Green Knight lost, we were just like, boo, boo. But when the eventual winner got betrayed by the dude hosting, we just started cheering. Looking at us like, well, dang. We were just like, yeah, that's what you get for because the way that the final night won was, we thought it was kind of cheap. But in the one that was in Arundel Mills, it kind of flowed the same way that your Medieval Times did. You had like the 6 knights who were representing. You had 3 knights representing one kingdom. You had the other 3 representing the other kingdom. And the 2 kingdoms were coming together for an alliance and whatnot. So they were just doing games and competitions, for friendly sport and whatnot. In this case, the Red Knight was the one that was. He didn't win. He had lost. Quote unquote, it defeated or killed or whatever the other knight, and then he had showed his hand that like, okay, yeah, I don't agree with this alliance. I plan to like stomp all over this alliance because our kingdom should best the other kingdom. But the queen of the kingdom he was representing wasn't having it. She's like, nah, you banished, and they kicked him out. And then eventually the Green Knight won the entire competition, but then the Red Knight comes back, making all of a ruckus, and it's just like, yo, I challenge the Green Knight. And whoever wins, gets not only the bragging rights, but then, those philosophies will be at the top. And eventually, like, the Green Knight won. It also helped that the Green Knight was the only black knight out of the 6. So I was like,
At least y'all had black people because we didn't have there were no niggas in there.
Hey, listen, there was none in the South Carolina one, mind you, but yeah, this one I was like, oh shit, black. I was like, oh, the Green Knight is black. Let's go, and he ended up winning. I'm like, yeah, I ended up taking a picture and everything. I was like, hey, the Black Knight won. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So
yeah, I think it was the Red and Yellow Knight that won everything. The Green Knight, of course, was the one that betrayed. And then we were like in like just the Yellow Knight. There's a Yellow Knight. There was a red and yellow, green, black, black and white, I think. Oh, and the blue one. So that's 6. Yeah, something like that. So, but I've never sat in the section with the winner. I always somehow get in the section with whoever's going to lose.
Yeah, same thing.
And it's always somebody that's not important. Because if it's like, okay, my dude is the one that betrayed, it's like, okay, they're important to the story, so cool. But I'm never in the section. Like my character usually loses like the joust and everything else that comes with it. Like he just sucks. So that's usually the section I'm sitting in.
Yeah, man. I sat in the section that also did not do well. It was the Red and Yellow Knight that we were representing, and he did what's the word I'm looking for? So he ended up losing off of a technicality. Then he came back. They brought him back in one of the rounds, and it looked like he was actually going to beat the Red Knight, but then the Red Knight was the one. He's the one that got betrayed and stabbed in the back. So I was just like, why had to be our knight that had to catch the L like that, man? Like, why couldn't it be someone like the Blue Knight or the Gold Knight or something? But yeah, that's how that turned out. I will say the dude who was riding, I believe it was the Blue Knight. He had the fastest horse. Like, dude was just like, when they were doing the competition, like with the javelin and trying to get the rings and whatnot, that dude was going. So I have to give him credit for that. It was a nice experience after BlurCon and everything. And I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but I definitely wanted to at least tell that story of my experience because I hadn't been since I was 15. So
it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like I've been doing like a whole bunch of like different things like that, like medieval times, taking my kids to escape rooms, just doing as much different shit as I possibly can.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever I get the time to do that, then I try to do that as well. It's just like, man, I haven't gotten a chance to like really be out in the city like that. But every moment that I get a free one, I'm just like, nah, I'm going here. I had said that I wanted to go to the aquarium, but I promised someone that I would take her, and she said she would kill me if I went without her. So I'm gonna I'm not going to do that until she gets down here or up here in this case, because she actually lives in the South. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, man, it's been an experience so far. My mental health is cool. Physically, bodies has been beat up from job, but I know that comes with the territory, but as far as plans go for that, there's always time to, find something different within the company that I work for, or, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but still, I'm at least make it to June before I make any like major decisions on that. But, we still got a couple more months before we hit that mark. Yep. So that is part of my mental health, which kind of bleeds into the first section that I wanted to talk about, or Act 1. Just about life updates in general. I know we kind of spilled a little bit of what we got going on, but I definitely just wanted to kick it with Steve and just, talk about, shit that we are having fun doing outside of, going to different events. Like, what has been giving us energy to keep going?
Oh, man. Honestly and truthfully, the fact that I just don't want to be complacent, man. I mean, this wouldn't, especially like the writing and stuff that I do, that's not a hobby. That's something that's my dream. That's what I really want to do. I really want to be a screenwriter. I want to be a showrunner of a TV show one day, or make movies and stuff like that. Like that's really what it is. And like every now and then I find myself, I guess chilling and realizing like, yo, you got to get back on it. Because I know there's some times where I work so hard and I grind so hard to a point where I just get burnt out. But I mean, I can take a break once I'm successful. And I really need to make sure I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I get to that. Because if not, you know what I'm saying, it's just gonna always be something that I just continue to feel like a what if moment.
Nah, bro, that's fair. Listen, I am of the same opinion. Like, there's sometimes where I just come home and it's just like, damn, all I want to do is sleep. And at the hour that I come home, of course, that's really like the only thing I can do. But then there are days like today where I had so much stuff that I wanted to do and I couldn't just because I didn't get up until like damn near 2 p.m. And that, I guess that was my body telling me, yo, you need the rest before you go out and do anything. But at the same time, that idea of complacency is still in the back of my head. Like I don't want to just sit down and not do anything. Like I want to get up and do something. You know, as I've said, I want to be a voice actor. So it's like any chance I get, I'm trying to record and listen to my voice with different accents or with different inflections and how I sound. And also I have notes on, what to do to get started within the industry. It's just a matter of finding that time, and I'm still trying to figure out how certain people that I know, like Tyler Hopkins, my boy from Hampton, who was on the drum line with me, who is now not a big time actor, but still making money acting. How is he doing acting and engineering at the same time? Because he has a whole engineering degree and he's still doing that while taking roles. And it's like, how does he do that? But he finds the time to do it. And it's just like, well, if he can do it, then certainly I can. My timing might be a little different, but I got to find a way around it. So that's just been giving me the proper motivation to try and do it, especially because my cousin is also got her first big acting paycheck. Unfortunately, her scenes got cut from one of those TV shows that she was doing. So they still paid her for it, obviously, but you know, she's
Mm.
still, she's still taking roles, she's still taking classes, and it's like if someone who had never been trained as an actor before is doing this, then that means that I can do it, and I've been trained. So I think that that is something that's been, stuck with me for a long time. Is like, you know what, take the proper. You've got the proper motivation now. Just go out and do it. And that's kind of like when I started this podcast. It's kind of the same thing of I wanted to do it, but I had so many ideas of how I wanted to start it. And I thought I needed all of this big ass equipment or I needed certain microphones or certain cameras to get started. And then it just clicked to me during the pandemic. It's like, bro, just do it. Start off small and then work your way up. And that's kind of what we're here now. Like I never imagined that I would get to this point where the logo would be fucking behind me shit in bright lights. So like I take that with, pride that hey, I'm doing something right. Let me just keep going. So and I never imagined that I would eventually get to YouTube and whatnot, where a video of mine almost has 1,000 views, which I never thought would happen, but here we are.
Mm.
It's just it's still a small win, and yeah, it's a long journey, but I'm still, proud of the journey that we took. Granted, yeah, we might have lost some listeners like on the Spotify or the Apple charts, but then when you look at YouTube and the view count is going up, you're just like, well, because all the people just moved to YouTube. So it's like, why not take advantage of that? YouTube seems to be more creative anyway. So it's just a matter of trying to find ways to not be complacent and take the small wins where you can.
Mhm. Like for real. And it's like you always want to feel like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm supposed to be at this level or that level or whatever, but it's your own journey. You can't you know what I'm saying? Like, even though you got friends or something like that that's in a certain field that you're probably working to build to and stuff like that, you got to always remember that their race is not your race.
Exactly.
And sometimes I get in my own head about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to Pat and them all the time, and I talk to all these other people, um, and I see them, and I'm like, dang, man, they post their book and it's getting 600 retweets and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dang, I post mine and it's getting like 5. You know what I'm saying? So I be feeling like, dang, man, what am I doing wrong? Or, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like I need to get to them. But at the same time, it's just like their race is their race. They built their platform up, you know what I'm saying, to the way that they're
Mhm.
doing. And I just got to keep making strides and keep being productive. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you got to always do that because, you know what I'm saying, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's why I had to stop comparing myself to other podcasts out there. Even though this podcast has been out 5 years, it's like, okay, it's yeah, that person may have started out and they may have got 1,000 views, but they've also were on TikTok all day, every day, just posting content videos. So that's how they build their stuff up. Meanwhile, we're not on TikTok yet. And I keep saying this every year. I just don't want to run the TikTok page. I got to find someone to do it.
Man, I'd be like, I just don't want to do it. Like, like that thing with the blur with Itbar, man. That page that we got on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gave the password to Rob, and then like Rob was doing it for a while. Then after a while, Rob stopped doing it. It's just like I don't want to.
Yeah, man. It's listen, the chaotic culture Twitter page after the first one got shut down and I had to build the second one. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this no more on Twitter. Especially. And then even making the one for Blue Sky, it seems like it's such a chore sometimes. So maybe eventually we will get somebody to actually run those pages and whatnot, and then we'll go from there. Speaking of which, we have a guest who we haven't seen in almost a year for the Chaotic Culture Podcast. I had to put you on Front Street, my guy, but welcome, JayLeeTrey.
Oh my God, a year is crazy. What's up, y'all?
What up, gang, man?
What's up,
It's
Steve?
been a long time, man. What's been going on?
Ted the Pro,
Yes, what's good, bro?
aka the closer, aka I don't know all that. I'm sorry, my bad.
Johnny Too Hottie.
Hey, man.
And he real hottie now. Y'all forget, nigga. This nigga been in the gym. He
right.
making it look good. Like, our only thing this nigga need now is some of that Tyler Perry oil. And this
Relax.
This nigga's gonna be everywhere, bro. He get some of that Tyler Perry baby oil on him, bro. That nigga gonna have to be.
No, I'm about to get like homeboy. I'm about to get like homeboy with the Saratoga water with the he be doing the face washes with the Saratoga water and ice with it.
That shit was crazy.
Hey, shout out to him though. He making money, man. So
yeah, and apparently it's a viral sensation. That shit been going viral. You got people doing it as a joke or just as like following him and shit like that. It's like, yo, it is crazy. He started a trend.
Yeah, Saratoga water went up. I think it was like 3% in price. So I'm like, for those who don't know who Saratoga water is, it's a very great sparkling water. It ain't Fiji to me, but I get it. I understand.
Anyway, this nigga gonna be Inosuke at the next DreamCon, bro. That nigga gonna
I am.
off. You're gonna have his shirt off, the pig mask. I already know it, bro.
Yes, I will.
You been in the gym, you might as well show off. Might as well.
Hey man, I just be ready to deadlift the ops out the way and keep my folks safe, bro. That's all I be trying to do, bro.
All they need it, man. That's what you do.
I feel it, man.
I'm sorry I came in so late. I do apologize. Hey everybody, Johnny, aka JayLeeTrey, also known as Inosuke Jr. apparently now. Shoot, I don't even know how. I don't even have no other AKs. I just be lifting weights and staying the heck out the way and drink a lot of water and be in competition mode majority of the time. But yeah. Yeah.
That's fair, bro. Honestly, I've been drinking like nothing but water as well, except for today. Drinking a beer because I hadn't had one in like months.
Hey, Ken, you look good, bro. Hold on. I just had to look up on the screen.
Hey, thanks, bro. I'm trying, man. I gave up a lot for
this man arm. Steve, look at his arm. Look at his arm, Steve.
They got the muscles.
Hey, listen, this is coming from someone. I ain't even like been in the gym for real because the job, man, has been keeping me on the floor. But because I walk damn near 14, 15 miles a damn day.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
a job that's getting them steps in.
Exactly. And it's like, you know what? At least I'm staying healthy and staying active. If I ain't doing nothing, I'm walking.
Steve look good too, man. Skin look good. I see you.
I ain't doing nothing. Man. I actually ain't even been in the gym in a month. I've been bullshit.
So also remember, he got military strength, y'all. So it's a little bit different. He can just tap in when he feel like it.
Yeah, when I tap in. But I ain't been in a while, man.
Nah, you do 10 push-ups and you end up turning into Steve Rogers. I ain't stupid.
That's because I be on that creatine, man. I got to. I be like trying to play
good little cheat code for everybody right there.
I be like, man, I gotta play catch up. These niggas been working out all year. I got
That's
too
the
much
secret,
to
bro.
drink.
If you stay on creatine all year, you straight. I'm trying to tell people.
Y'all niggas worked out all year. I'm finna get on these 2
Hey,
months.
Ken, you should do creatine, bro. You drink a lot of water, and you'll see. You'll find out real
Oh
quick.
yeah, you're gonna bulk up fast in a bitch.
Fast as
Say
ever.
less. Say less. I'm gonna get on that shit for real, for real.
Shit,
I
come on, 2
am.
months away. They'll think you've been working out for 2 years. if
That's a fact,
you
bro.
go out
Hey,
straight,
60
I swear
days
to
of
God.
creatine, a scoop a day, and you just hitting some type of weight or lifting something heavy every day, yeah, it'll do it.
Okay.
One for
It'll
Shit.
do it.
one
Say
for
less. Say
breakfast, one
less.
for dinner.
With that, Jay did come in a little late, but it is what it is. It's all good. I'm glad he's back on the pod here finally, man. It's been a while. I did want to ask real quick, Jay, how your mental health has been these last couple months, especially since you've been in competition mode. How's everything been going for you?
The mental portion has been actually the main thing that's been like the biggest like hurdle because compartmentalizing is a challenge now. Like
Mm-hmm.
making sure that the gym stays the gym, but don't take that energy outside of it because people will try you outside, especially these in the times that we're in right now. Finding particular outlets that don't trigger those type of like emotions are probably the best thing that I've been doing lately. So, I mean, people that follow me on other apps besides Twitter, Blue Sky, stuff like that, wrestling has been one of the best like outlets in the world right now. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it is. I don't know where this rejuvenated uh juice has came from for me. I don't know because it's not just WWE. It's AEW. It's New Japan. It's TNA. It's like wrestling almost every day at this point. So that's really been like my biggest like mental health like push is just compartmentalizing like what to do in the gym and leave it there and don't take it outside because a lot of times people also bring their job their not jobs but their attitudes in the gym and it's never personal but some people like to take it personal. If you get what I'm saying, like it's really never that, especially in the world I live in with powerlifting. But besides mental health wise, it's been actually, like I said, like the fortitude has come from compartmentalizing and just learning how to navigate that. But mentally, I've been great. Physically, obviously, been great. Socially, staying out of trouble has been great. So I don't be
Mm-hmm.
knowing nothing. You know what I mean? Like I see
Right.
y'all, I see my friends, but that's kind of like where it sits. I don't move from there. I'd be like, okay, look, everybody's okay, everybody's doing good, people are alive. All right, that's all you need to worry about, like nothing else. But yeah, I'm good though. I appreciate you asking.
Staying
Hey
out.
man, always. That's what we always start with the pod with. We just gotta be sure that we doing everything with a clear mind. Definitely, beware of compartmentalizing, man. Sometimes I do that myself, but as long as you stay focused and do what you got to do, then yeah, by all means, man, you're gonna succeed. And speaking of wrestling, bro, yeah, wrestling for me, it's been like content every day. Even if I'm not like watching AEW, at least the television show, all the time, I'm still keeping up with it. I'm still keeping up with storylines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to watch their pay-per-views, and sometimes their pay-per-views can be a bit long. And in my opinion, I had to, say that like, they're starting to do the thing where like WWE used to do, where the shows would run like an extremely long amount of time, and I don't got
Facts.
patience. But they always put on some great fucking matches in their pay-per-views, even if the TV show is kind of like But still, I've been paying attention to that. I've been trying to keep up with TNA. It's kind of hard, but I still do that because it's like eventually I do want to talk more wrestling and have more of the wrestling suspects on this pod and go from there. But also, the amount of WWE content that I've been taking in these last few weeks between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and then you got Evolve. And I haven't been watching LFG. I had almost stayed away because of the rumor report about Mickie James being replaced, and then finding out that no, they're gonna keep her on. It's like, okay, now I can probably jump back in, because I was like, if y'all take Mickie James away, then I ain't even gonna bother to watch. But
Heck of a show too, by the way. I think
from what I
LFG is
heard,
such a heck of a show.
good,
Heck of a
good.
show.
And getting a chance to like watch Evolve. I've only watched like the first episode, but I'm gonna get back into it. But just seeing how they're keeping the memory of the original Evolve programming alive, but also, bringing in the indie wrestlers, those who are trying to work their way up to NXT, and then of course, the WWE IED program. That's something that I am very, very interested in, and that's honestly, I've been enjoying NXT and the Evolve program a little more than I would the main roster stuff. Not to say that I don't love the main roster stuff, but it's just more like I like seeing the development of new talent come in and see how far they are going or willing to go in order to reach those heights. You see what characters that they come up with and seeing, different moves that they do in the ring, because, when you're in the indies, you're allowed a little more freedom to do certain moves than you are when you're actually on the main stage of
The Mexican
WWE.
power driver, perfect example. You see that
Yeah,
so many times now. Good Lord.
exactly. And damn, and speaking of the Mexican power driver, Penta pulling off a damn, it might as well be a Panama Sunrise, but he
Yep.
didn't like drop down. But the fact that he did a damn Canadian destroyer off the second, turnbuckle, I'm like, Vince would have never done that.
Never allow
Like,
that
he
to happen.
never allowed that to happen,
Yep.
and yet it happened. So, and speaking of Penta, Ray Phoenix is definitely coming, because if you saw those vignettes, I know it's a mystery person, but he's definitely on his way. I'm ready for him.
I think that's the partner tomorrow, by the way. I didn't want to spoil Raw, but I think
but see, that's the crazy part, is because the vignettes haven't been playing on Raw, but they've been playing. Well, maybe because I haven't been seeing them on Raw, because I don't have commercials for Raw. My Netflix is a little different.
Yeah, my Netflix ad free too, nigga.
I've been like, everybody been talking about, oh, I hate Real American Beer, I hate Hulk Hogan. I'm like, I don't see these commercials at all, and I'm glad.
Oh, I
because fuck Hulk
forgot.
Hogan.
I messed up one of my intros, aka fuck Hogan.
Yes.
Okay, Johnny Too Hot.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I've been seeing the vignettes for Ray Phoenix and for what I think is Aleister Black on SmackDown. I haven't seen him on Raw, but it is what it is. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We are definitely going to drop a wrestling episode before then and after. Y'all already know what time it is. We got to talk about it, because it's about that time. And shit, if all goes well, I won't be able to probably do Saturdays, like do a live reaction Saturday, because I'll probably be at work unless I can find some hours to take off. And I will be quick to do that.
You better find somebody to take that Saturday off, bro. It's April 19th.
I know it. That's why I'm saying, like, I may just have to see if I got the hours to do it, and if I do, I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah,
I'm gone, man.
I'm going, yo. It's WrestleMania weekend. I'll so there's that, and then yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a live reaction Sunday. Hopefully I can either do it from I may go down to the 7-5 in Hampton and chill with the bros and watch it if they have a party on Sunday, or I'll see if any bros around the area for that particular thing. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there. We
got a little, what's the name? Not little. I didn't call him little. Let me not say that. I want to actually shout them out to the Brown Girls Entertainment here in Atlanta. They are 4 young black ladies. I'm calling them young because they're not like 50. You know what I'm saying? But they're huge wrestling heads, and they actually host at the it's a movie theater called Look here. It's a couple of different locations across the country, but this one is like kind of like upscale. It's in Brookhaven, so inside the perimeter of Atlanta. This is a place where they actually hold wrestling like watch parties, so you're able to actually see the PLEs on the big screen. And they did Elimination Chamber in February. That was fire, but that one was free. They got a 2-night situation for WrestleMania, so I'll be there for both. And I met a couple of dudes up there too. At that time, and I was at Elimination Chamber, and now it's like a group of like 7 of us that like big wrestling heads and all type of stuff, and like we pulling up with belts, all type of stuff like that. So it's gonna be like a really, really good thing to like do, like on that Saturday and Sunday. So it's gonna be like really cool. Like the food is great. Actually, they have like actual chefs there, which is like fire.
Okay.
So the food is really good. I mean, them wings to die for. I've told somebody else this already. They literally have the best like lemon pepper wings that I've had in Atlanta, which is very hard to do.
I need to go back to Atlanta and give me some more wings.
See. So, but this the place to get it from. Like this is it.
What's it called?
So it's called Look Dining and Theater. It's in Brookhaven.
Okay.
And it's a really, I'm gonna take a picture of it and stuff like that. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna send it to y'all. Actually, I'm not gonna post it on no timeline. I don't need nobody to know my location. But Yeah, I'm gonna send a picture to y'all. Y'all can see like how big this screen is an IMAX level screen where they're showing the PLEs on, and like it was packed out. It was fun as ever. The John Cena turn was such a live experience for me. Like that's why I kind of hold it kind of higher than Hogan's '96 Bash at the Brawl situation. Because I
Mm.
seen it live and with people seeing their reaction. I seen a grown man cry on that day. So I was like, yeah, this is way bigger than what, some people kind of like want to give credit to, but not to talk about wrestling too much. But yes, get that day off, kid, on the 19th, bro.
Hey,
Like,
speaking of look dining, there's actually one in.
There's one in Arlington. I typed it in.
told
It was
y'all,
lined
man.
up.
Hey,
See?
I'm like, let me go
hmm.
over there.
Yeah, like just type in like WrestleMania watch party or whatever, and y'all may have one. I'm not for sure. I know we got it here, but I've been looking at different areas since I was in North Carolina. I seen they got one too in North Carolina. They have a watch party. So I'm looking like, this could be a thing.
This might be, man. This might be. It's crazy that you mentioned that because I definitely hadn't talked about the Cena heel turn yet. I'm sorry, Steve. I know that we went off on a wrestling tangent, but I
Oh, I
definitely
don't give
wanted
a
to at
shit.
least share my
We
thoughts.
I
just
mean,
shoot.
I,
some
I
people
am
just
Just shoot.
I will say that it was one of those things where I didn't see it because, of course, I was working. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait till the next day. And when I finally watched it happen, you know how some people will be like super shocked and whatnot. It was one of those things where I kind of like froze, and all I could say was 21 years, bro. That's all I could say to myself was like 21 years and some change, obviously. But it was just like, finally, wow. And who would have thought it would have been at the very end of all things? Like I was
man,
just blown back. I'm like, bro, at the tail end of your career, your retirement tour, you just said, "Fuck it, let's go heal."
man,
And shit, that shit didn't work. I'm like, oh well. See, this is going to be a very. If y'all didn't think WrestleMania season was interesting now, all right, I need to lock in for real, for real.
man.
And
I will say this. Uh, there's I'll give you the three emotions I had because I noticed something when he stayed in there.
mm-hmm,
When the Rock and Cody segment started. I said, "Oh, Cena about to do something." Like my inner soul was telling me and tapping me. So my boy DQ, that's the one I met. One of the dudes I met, he was like, "Bro, why Cena still in there?" I said, "Bro, why Travis Scott in the ring? What's going on? Like,
mm-hmm.
like this kind of don't make any sense." That was the first knee jerk reaction. Number two, I said after Cody said, "Go f yourself," I was like, "Oh, it's happening tonight." Like I knew at that moment, I said Cena's turning tonight, and I said I don't know how, because he was doing his normal congratulatory, hyping the crowd up, the whole thing. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't look like anything, and I was like, "There's something up with that." And so then, like when he went in for the dap, that's the third emotion I had. I said, "Oh my God, it's actually going to happen." And then when he made the face,
Yup.
I said, like, "Oh, it's over. Like this is really it." And people, when I watch like in the movie theater, I'm just watching reactions, people are like, "No way, no, you're capping." And it's like everybody just like, "Nah, cap, no way." And then the moment that he kicked him in the jewels, and I said, like, I told y'all, I was like, yo, I just went nuts. And I'm just watching like people like they jumped out their seats. And I'm like, this moment has to be, if I was, let's say if I was the age I am now in 1996, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically speaking. And I'm trying to like measure it, I guess, from that standpoint. Because in '96, Hogan doing that, going into WCW, he was already there for I think like 6 months, but it was like the twilight of like him being a crowd favorite anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like, where else could he go? Like it was no other way for him to do anything but that. But I think at the time, because of the two companies existing, it was like that was such a big deal because one, you jump ship, and then number two, in the midst of, some people call it the golden era at that time, you do that, right? So you pull that move. I think in today's terms, in 2025, John Cena, after like you said, 21 years, we're talking about something that I think it's monumental for a generational purpose, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
John Cena fans are not just 30. John Cena they've been John Cena fans since they were 10, 9, 8 years
Right.
old. And they grew up watching this guy be this guy, the Make-A-Wish guy, the military guy, the United States Marine jokes, the invisible jokes, the
Mm-hmm.
you can't see me, like all this stuff that's like been popular culture. That's John Cena. He's been part of that. And to see that happen in that switch, I think, to my personal opinion, I think it was bigger than Hogan. That's just my personal opinion. I think Hogan's was definitely great. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. It shifted the culture of professional wrestling as a whole. But I think this too has that same effect because I mean it got people looking at this sport again from a grander stage, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we were already there, kinda. I think
Right.
now it's like everybody. Like it was a popular topic at work that people don't even watch wrestling. They heard about that. That's how you know it's impactful to bigger than just the niche people that watch the actual sport. You know what I'm saying? So
I have to say that I think in terms of where wrestling is now, I think that is definitely monumental. Seeing a heel turn, something that some of us were begging for quite some
years,
time,
bruh.
years, and not getting it, just for us to get it when we didn't think it would ever happen. It's like, wow, okay. Now, in terms of shifting I guess the wrestling industry itself, I'm gonna say right now, Hogan, even though he's a I don't even want to mention his name for real, but
You
even
can
though
go ahead, bro.
even though Terry Bollea, was is an asshole, a piece of work, and most importantly, just a terrible human being. Him being like the face of wrestling from the 80s all the way through, and then going to WCW. He was actually there a little longer than 6 months. He was there for because I think he went to WCW in like 95.
Oh, it wasn't okay. Yeah, you're right. It
Yeah,
was
so
like five for
he
that.
was there for about a good year and a half. He'd already won the WCW championship on top of that too, a couple times. And folk were really just like, all right, now we're tired of the same whole shtick, yada yada, boring. It's Hogan. He's gonna do the thing. He's gonna hulk up. He's gonna, fight back. He's gonna boot people. He's gonna leg drop them 1, 2, 3. Like they're tired of the yellow and gold, and I mean the gold and red and all of this. They were just tired of the same whole stick. But I don't think that they ever expected him to turn heel, even though it was really like, well, looking at it from our point of view, like where else could he go but do that? So the fact that someone who had not been a heel in almost the same amount of time that John Cena had not been a heel, because the last time Hogan was a heel, I believe it was when he was still wrestling with the AWA wrestling promotion. So he had never been heel in WWE, and at that point had never been heel in WCW. But as far as people knew who Hogan was, it just had never occurred to them. And
Right.
it never happens to them, at least in front of a live audience, and to see that Bash at the Beach moment happen, I'm pretty sure people who were even booing him were just like, what the F? Like, ain't no way this just happened. What? Literally throwing trash at him. So I'm going to say that this John Cena heel turn could end up being bigger from a wrestling standpoint, depending on where WWE takes that
Right.
and how they, shape it for the years to come. As far as changing the wrestling industry, obviously with Hogan turning heel, you get the NWO, you get the Monday Night Wars, you get WCW beating WWE back to back until 1998, when WWE had finally just decided, all right, Attitude Era, and started doing
Facts.
raunchy shit. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, now we're starting to get this back and forth, and then WCW just started making terrible business decisions because they decided to give some of their older wrestlers these big ass contracts, and this how Hogan is, that doesn't work for me, brother. So you see
Hold
what
on, brother.
so yeah, because of those situations, then it's like, all right, but yeah, I do believe that this Cena heel turn has the potential to do a lot of great things. especially with this being seen as last year. We'll see what happens. We'll
And
see if,
that's the thing, bro. I don't think it's his last year.
I think it. I don't know. I think it's his last year. I think he's going all the way until December, and then we'll see if he just calls it quits or not. I think that as far as a full-time wrestler, like in-ring performer, this is his last year. But
I
in
think
terms of
because
like,
I'm saying that because of one reason. If he wins the title on April 20th, there's no way on God's green earth you have literally the face of pretty much wrestling at the time to just be gone in 6 months. It doesn't really make any real sense. Like, what was
I,
the turn for at that point?
yeah, I see it. I don't know if
I
he
think
will
he
hold on.
renewed himself for another year at least. He ain't got to
Maybe,
be full time, but he
yeah.
can be, Brock Lesnar type champion. You pull up when you or even Roman. I think you could do the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with
Pull when you
Roman
want,
did for a while.
or pull it when the dates are big.
When he exactly like your paper, your PLEs, your big like huge like Raws, like your big Smackdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like you do those for them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think he renewed his life of his wrestling life. I think for another year, depending on what happens on WrestleMania. But we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. So just to transition, I definitely wanted to mention this, and this is a quick check before we get on to our next segments. Uh, for those, we usually talk about how we want our legends to, live as long as they possibly can. And it really saddens me because between February and now, we lost so many legends, especially
Jesus, boy.
in the Black community. Like it is crazy. Like I had a list, and then just like that, like my list got so long, like I almost forgot who had passed. But see, I'm actually going to see if I can and type it up and see like Black celebrities who passed in 2025. Uh, because there was just so many, including a couple days ago. First and foremost, we just lost one of the best boxers in history, George
Hardest hitting
Foreman.
boxers.
Right.
Yes, goodness gracious, they say getting hit by Foreman was like getting hit by a damn train almost.
Mhm.
I think I remember Ali talking about saying that's some of the hardest hits he ever took, but he found a way to win, obviously by tiring him out.
Yeah,
But
but taking them punches, you see what happened. He ended up with
Man, forming the problem, boy.
mhm,
Period.
taking them hits from him and Joe Frazier. Them
yeah,
Parkinson set in real quick.
exactly. I know that left hook from Frazier used to mess people up all the time.
Yeah. He won the fight, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the long run, only one person was really, really shooken up like that at the end of their career.
hmm
He took a lot of hits, man.
Man, but yeah, George Foreman, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Can't speak enough about his accolades, not only just as a boxer, but just also as an entrepreneur. We wouldn't get the George Foreman grills without him. All the damn Meineke commercials that he used to be a part of when we were younger. Man was just everywhere that I turned, I always saw George Foreman on my television screen, whether it was a commercial or something. Granted, I was born after he had been since retired from the ring, but still just seeing his face and seeing what he was famous for and going back and watching those matches is just like, wow, okay, dude could hit. So the one thing that I found funny about George Foreman though was that all of his kids are named some form of George. And so I just thought that was hilarious. I'm like, oh, you got George over here, you got Georgette, you got Georgina, another George. This is like, dude, really? But that's his family though, and I know that dude had a good heart. And rest in peace, and definitely shout out to the Foreman family, man. They really had a legend on their hands and a really really kind soul. So big shout out to George Foreman.
Shout
Um,
out George Foreman and shout out to my mom for keeping his legacy alive because that's where all my burgers came from. Shout out to the Foreman Grill.
George Foreman.
yes. Hey man, listen, when I learned how to cook, that George Foreman grill definitely helped me prepare meals for my mama too. Cause I'd be like, man, I feel like throwing a steak on the grill, but I didn't really know how to cook a steak. But that George Foreman grill taught me the difference between a medium steak and a well done steak. I learned my lesson quick.
Yeah, you ain't
Yo.
lying about that. That motherfucker cooked quick.
Yeah,
He
it
did
ain't do
not waste
shit.
no time.
No time,
Oh my
man.
god, bro. Then the little see, we might be aging ourselves, but it's fine. The little grease catcher at the bottom. Oh my
Hmm.
god, bro.
Nah,
Like,
the, the funniest fucking episode of The Office was one of the funniest episodes was when old dude Steve Carell, he said he used to make himself breakfast in the morning. So he set an alarm at 5 o'clock, and then he set another alarm for 5:30. So at 5 o'clock he would plug in his George Foreman grill. He said his alarm clock came on at 5:30. He woke up and stepped on that bitch. So he had a fucking old grill mark on his fucking foot. Bro,
Wow.
that shit was hilarious, bro. That shit was hilarious.
oh my god, bro. Rest in peace, George Foreman, man. But
Rest,
that grill
rest
gonna
in
live
peace.
on for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. For sure. Shoot, even with the air fryer still in my kitchen right now,
That's
I'm
what
like,
I'm
damn,
saying,
dog.
bro. If you can get you a George, like they still got they make new ones and stuff too. So it's
Yeah.
like man, listen, if you live in cold weather states, I know Steve don't, but I'm telling you, like that is a lifesaver for grilling, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it
For
is.
sure. For sure. We also lost in the hip hop community, for those who, are keeping up with some rappers out there. You may not know them, you may do. We lost Lotto Savage, who
Hmm.
was an affiliate of 21 Savage. I don't know what happened there, but I heard he passed. I'm like, I can only imagine what happened there. Then you had a Seattle legend, Donald Slick Watts. He
Yeah,
passed not too long ago, 73. Um, let's see who else. We got so many NBA legends who passed as well. Oliver Miller, he was only
yeah, bro.
4, bro.
A walking bucket.
Walking bucket, bro. Oh my god, man.
There's a lot of old school NBA dudes, bro. That we never mind. We'll get
I
to that.
mean,
But yeah,
Yeah.
so the NBA players be living for a long time, but
they live for a
but
long
they've
time.
lived for so long. Now I think they finna start because there's a lot of NBA legends that's in their 70s and up, bro. Like a
Hmm.
lot. So I mean, after a while, time, it's gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
happen.
Um,
Mm.
also basketball legend, but also known for his entrepreneurship. Junior Bridgman also passed.
Yep.
I
Man,
didn't know. I
dude.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, bro. Dude, for those who don't know, man, that man had of course he played for the Bucks and the Clippers. But he like owned like how many restaurants? Like over 400
Like 400
restaurants.
restaurants. Yeah.
Yeah, like had a Coca-Cola bottling operation. And of course Ebony and Jet magazine.
Yep.
Mm.
So it's really crazy that we losing some. This one hurt me, man. Finding out Dwayne Wiggins, bro. Tony.
I was cut.
That one hurt.
Mhm.
That one was just like, yo, y'all can't be serious, bro. Like I grew up on Tony, man. That's still be playing their music like damn near every day. Anytime I'm in the R&B, like that's the first thing I go to. Dwayne was a big writer, even though he wasn't like the lead singer. We all know Raphael Sadiq was, but he still has some hits. Whatever you want, one of their biggest hits. He wrote that. I think it's Wine Slow.
So yeah.
Yep, that was one of his. He also helped write a lot of their hits, like It Never Rains in Southern California, It Feels Good. He also helped write Anniversary. He wasn't the main writer on Anniversary, but he helped write that too. So dude was crazy with the pen. And so yeah, that's F cancer. That's all I gotta say. F
Yep.
cancer, man. Uh let's see. We
I wanted
lost.
to shout out Luther Keith, man,
Yeah.
hometown legend for me.
Wow. And I just saw
Um,
that too, and I didn't realize that he passed. Damn.
yeah, that was a huge that was a huge one for me because when I was a kid, Luther Keith was like the main guy for the Detroit News.
Hmm.
We know him for a long time. Like if you read the newspapers, Detroit Free Press, or you watch Detroit News or anytime like that, you knew who Luther Keith was, regardless of his musical acumen. like the journalist portion was always the one that I knew the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one hurt. My dad even like I met him at a Bob Evans when I was like 6.
Damn,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
So
what's
it's
up,
like
bro.
one of those like as a communications major and doing what I do when it comes down to broadcast and stuff like that, like he's one of those pioneer people, especially in the city of Detroit. So rest in peace, Luther Keith and Wayne State graduate, all of that. So he's a legend in our eyes for sure. So that
For
one
sure,
hurt.
for
And
sure,
then,
man.
I mean, shoot, the biggest one we lost is Angie
And
Stone.
Stone.
Yeah.
Now, there is some stuff with Angie Stone that I'm kind of like about as far as like what she did in the past, but same time it still hurt, knowing that we lost her as well. Um, and for those who know about her history with D'Angelo, we can all speculate and things like that. I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but still,
Understood.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like yeah, just to lose somebody like that is absolutely crazy. So I definitely pray for her and her family, and definitely she been making music since the '80s for real. So big shout out to her family. Speaking of music legends, Roy Ayers.
Warriors for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, man. Good grief, dog.
Shoot, Roy
Listen,
Ayers, Jasper from the
Ja-
Isley Brothers,
Man.
How about that? DJ Funk.
DJ Funk too. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, DJ. I
DJ
forgot
Funk.
about DJ Funk.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
right. That's
Good
right.
grief.
We got a lot, man.
Yeah, and speaking of the Chris Jasper joint, man, that one also hurt me as well because it's like, dang, there's really only two of them now, bro. It's really just Ernie and
It's
Ron.
literally like now it's literally
It's
just
just
them two. That's it.
yeah, it's crazy.
People was thinking it was just them two, but like people forget about Jasper, bro. And it
Mm-hmm.
was like, yeah,
And
for sure.
Dog, he wrote a lot of their songs, and that synthesizer that you would hear in them songs, especially Between the Sheets or Voice to Atlantis, that's all Chris Jasper.
And I mean, Jasper was over there helping Zap and Roger and them too. Same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, people may see the music ain't what it used to be back in the days, bro. Like you would just have folks from different groups just go collaborate with people or
Collaborate.
just go,
for the
you
love of the
know,
game.
yeah, like they just cool. Like they just like we all trying to like push the genre forward.
Mm-hmm.
And Jasper was one of them ones, kind of like how some people be treating like Kanye today, in a sense, like his contributions to everybody else's stuff. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same type of thing like with Jasper. Jasper was all over the place. Like his imprint on the music industry is huge.
Nah, for sure, man. Like, dude was just everywhere, and it really sucks that we're not gonna have him around anymore. Once again, cancer sucks. It's
Yep.
crazy, bro. It is absolutely crazy. Some more legends that passed, especially in music. Roberta Flack,
Yeah. All right. Rest in
who,
peace, brother, for sure.
yeah, we don't know for sure who the originator of Killing Me Softly is, but she was the one who made it most famous before the Fugees redid it.
Yep.
So we will say that much. Uh goodness gracious. Gene Groove Allen from Groove and Chill, for those who know hip
Yep.
hop. Uh,
Yep. Yep.
Man, that makes me want to go back and just watch House Party because dude was funny as hell. Dog, man, how you get drunk off a beer like that, bro? That's all I got.
Man, I was about to say, we didn't talk about Irv Gotti, even
Irv
though
Gotti, bro. That
you know
was
what I'm
the
saying?
biggest one.
Regardless of the mess.
Regardless
Yes.
of all the other stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a big one too, man. Like
Yeah.
Irv is the reason why Ashanti and Ja Rule did what they did, bro. I
Yeah,
hate to
they were
just
he
be
was.
honest. He's the reason, dog. And he's also one of the ones that's done other things. So good
Mhm.
call out, Steve, for sure.
yeah,
For sure. For sure. If you are a if you live in Texas, then you know just how deeply this one hurt. The former mayor Sylvester Turner, passing away. I know that had to really, really like struck a nerve with a lot of the black folks in Texas. So
Mhm.
losing giants, man. We losing icons. It's
That was a
tough.
rough first half of the year, bro.
Yeah,
Beginning
I
it,
was
to
about to say, even though like you brought up Texas, it's just not necessarily a death, but it's a in a sense kind of getting some peace for it. Yellow Beezy got arrested for murder for hire from 03.
From 03, yeah, I saw that shit.
Yeah, and that was like, and now Trap Boy Freddy is on the run, and it's like, yeah, it's like one of them things where it's like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like it's that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty much confirmed at this point. That's what happened. And oddly enough, which is sad, Lil Ronnie was a rapper that was in Dallas, and they killed him and they killed his daughter. And
no,
yeah. So what they did was they killed him. It doesn't even make sense. They killed him at a car wash. And they killed him, and then they left, and then they circled back and killed his daughter.
What?
Yeah, she's 5 years old. It doesn't even make sense. Because I'm thinking, and I mean, I'm not justifying it, but if you like kill a little girl before you kill the dude, like to make him suffer, like, yeah, nigga, this is what we doing, that would have been one thing. But this dude already dead, so he not even gonna feel it. I don't understand why you circle back. And then, you know, the forensics and stuff came back and they showed, or the ballistics report come back and they show it's not a stray bullet. Like there was no bullet holes in the car, none of that. Like they circled back and killed this little girl while she was still buckled up in her seat.
Wow.
Like it's crazy.
That's like some movie stuff, bro. That's like we can't leave no stone unturned. So we got
I'm like
what?
And but oddly enough, those dudes that had something to do with that had something to do with Mo3's killing. And to get off, they start telling. And now Yellow Beezy gets arrested.
Yeah. Speaking of Texas too, I seen this the other day. I didn't notice. You know, Sauce Walker got messed up with, and then SOP, his boy, got killed. So
in Memphis.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
to go to Memphis just as a normal person. I've been once, and I was like,
rest in peace, Dolph. Rest in peace, Dolph.
I was going all over the country, man, and then I went to Memphis. I was like, this Love's gas station a little different than what I'm used to. I was like, this is a little different than what I'm used to.
He didn't say I'm a Love gas station. I'm used to, brother. This ain't it.
Like, these niggas are shooting dice. I was like, excuse me, bro.
Let me go.
I'm like, y'all don't want to do it on the side. Y'all gonna do it on the front door. Okay, excuse me, let me step over y'all dice game. I was like, please. I was like, please. I was like, y'all not even gonna go to the side. You niggas is right.
That'd be me with QTs down here, bro. I'd be like, you go to certain QTs in the A, you be like, man, you know what? No, let me just. But I need gas, but I ain't going here. This ain't it.
Yeah, but man, it's a wild situation. This whole year, like you said, man, it's only March.
Right,
bro. Yeah,
only March,
first quarter.
So crazy, man.
Crazy. Got 3 more quarters to get through, guys. This is crazy how many people that we've lost, and I know that there's plenty of others, but you know, for the sake of time, you know, we're gonna keep it short. But definitely,
rest in peace to everybody that we have lost, the names we didn't say or we did say, and anybody that's dealing with personal stuff too as well. Like all of it, man. I know it's been a hard quarter for people, for sure.
For sure.
But definitely, you know, sending thoughts and prayers and condolences and just the positive vibes and light to y'all as well. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Moving on to our next quick check. The one thing that I just wanted to ask, of course, is has there been any new shows or music that you guys have watched or listened to since we were last on this pod?
I have a crazy thing to say. I don't even talk about this artist. I don't talk about this genre of music, but Cardi, Playboy Cardi, you have a classic, sir. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I have no listen. I ain't never, since y'all know me, I ain't never talking about no rage music. I don't talk about no Ken Carson, none of the Yeats, none of that, right? Y'all, maybe because I'm just here in Atlanta, right? That might be the case. But this motherfucker don't miss. He has not missed, bruh. Like, I like the Magnolia Project from 2017. You know, like, that was a long time ago.
Right.
I wasn't a fan of the whole lot of Red project during COVID. I understand what it did for that generation that it's a little bit younger than us. But this right here, God boy, Kendrick all over the place too.
Yeah, I heard the good credit joint, and I'm like,
No,
well,
no,
it's a little
K
bit.
he's all over the album, which I
Okay.
have my own conspiracies about because Cardi got dropped by Interscope, but then
Mm-hmm.
not really dropped by Interscope. But also, what label is signed by Interscope? PG Lang.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe Cardi's a PG Lang artist because Kendrick just to be all over this project really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But he's all over the place, bro.
Okay.
It ain't just good credit. It ain't just Mojo Jojo. It ain't just back what's the name of the song? Backdoor. It ain't just them songs. He's all over the place. Angie's like, bruh, Janae Aiko on this album. There's Future here. Obviously Uzi's here. There's Adele's on this album. Like, make it make sense. Like, it just doesn't really make sense to me. And I'm like, if Kendrick is on all these songs, all right. Great actual analysis. I'm gonna give you the best way I can possibly put this. Remember the Black Panther album that they made?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
You know how Kendrick was just all over the place? Like
Yep.
he'll be everybody's song, just like doing chirps or whatever.
Yep.
Take that same concept and put it on this album.
Because I mean, the Black Panther album, he produced that joint.
Right.
So that makes sense.
But what if Kendrick is the executive producer for this and he just ain't put his name on it?
I mean, you might be on something, bro.
I don't know, but like it's very like even the beats that Cardi got. I mean, the producers he have, it's not the usual. It's Cardo got wings. It's Metro. It's stuff like that. I'm like, this is not usual of him.
And see, I haven't heard it. I mean, I ain't never really been a Playboy Cardi guy, so I can't. Yeah,
we're older. We don't supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, so I haven't really.
It ain't for us.
Yeah, I haven't really dived into it, but you saying it's good, it might make me go check it out. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt.
Nothing lyrical that you need to hear. Like, truthfully, it's just not. It's just vibey. It's very vibey.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vibey type of music.
Something to check out.
Throw on that joint when you at the gym, and then or background music or something. You be like, damn, this kind of hit. Hold on, like what I'm saying. Like it's one of those type of things. Like you don't really listen to it for lyrics. I ain't hearing nothing what Cardi talking about. I swear,
it's just
and
the
that's
vibe.
no disrespect.
Like you said, it's just the vibe.
Just a vibe. Like I don't know.
So I'm gonna check it out. I might as well.
I'll
be in the car 90% of the day.
That's exactly literally, Steve. That's it, bro. Like that's it. You hit the exact point that I'm trying to say. Do that when you're not really thinking, and just throw that joint on, and just let it go. Like some of it's gonna be like, damn, what the fuck is going on? It's a lot of like wild shit, especially the first two songs. But from 3 down, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Okay. I'll go in with an open ear. Like we said, it's not for
we
us.
music folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey,
we music folks. We can appreciate when music hits a certain way. So
fair enough. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, that's my music spin. I think show wise.
Shows
has been right. Invincible was crazy.
This is the best. This is the best year of TV I've ever had, bro. Ever.
Yeah, from the start of the year. What's the joint on Apple TV Plus? Severance.
Oh my god.
Severance is dope.
Like
it's been a lot of like. You know what? It ain't really been anime at all, which is a very crazy thing for me to say.
And that's coming. That's what's so crazy about it.
Right.
The Fire Forces, all that stuff is coming. Like this is about to be a nuts year, bro. Because for me, it was Paradise, White Lotus, Severance, Invincible. That movie Companion that came out. White Lotus. I mean, not White Lotus. I just said White Lotus. Mickey 17. That movie was fucking fire. Sinners is coming out. Daredevil. Like it's just
Daredevil was crazy. Oh my god.
That Spider-Man show. The 29. Like it's like, bro, this year, and it's just constantly going. Not to mention, we got Wicked coming out this year. We got a fucking another what's that joint? Toy Story coming out.
Yep.
Like they're just the bad guys too. I like cartoons and shit too, so I'll be watching them too. Like everything is coming out this year. I don't know if it was. I think it's because of that strike, and now everything.
I don't even. You know what's funny, Steve? I was gonna say that too. What if it's not just the strike? What if it's just like, I ain't gonna say anime took a very front seat, but it did for about 2 years, right? So it's like, what if they just got tired and niggas was like, "Hey, we need to get back on the forefront.
We
like,
need to get on our shit because before this really take over.
Before it really takes off." And I think anime is now, I ain't gonna call it like in its rightful place. I don't want to ever belittle the genre, but I will say is like it's not the first thing I go for when I turn on the television now. It's definitely like, okay, yeah, I know this is out. This is out. I need to keep up with these shows. But then all of this other stuff is out too. Like Severance just renewed, bro. Like I'm in there.
Oh yeah,
like, wow.
Why wouldn't it renew? Like that
Right.
should be like that is the best show on TV right now. I don't even think it's a conversation.
No, it's not.
Like
It's not.
At this point, like that shit is nuts. Like I was like, bro,
if you don't have an Apple TV subscription, for those who got Apple phones, you can literally get 3 months for free to start off with. You can literally catch up to Severance really fast.
I'm definitely about to tap in.
And then let it die if you want to. But like, nigga, that shit was nuts, bro. Rob is watching it right now as we speak.
That's crazy.
He binging it, and he was texting me. He was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" It's literally a episode of Black Mirror, but it's a series. So imagine an episode of Black Mirror that you wanted more story of. Okay, that's what Severance is.
Yep.
So and that shit is just
it's a lot of like, what the hell is the why? Like what? Like you get mad at the TV. You know what I'm saying? This is that. This is that.
Bro.
This is that.
Really noted.
It's fucking nuts, bro. But yeah, like TV in general just been fucking
TV
crazy.
been fire.
It's been fire, bro.
Yeah.
It's been fire.
What you been watching, kid?
So
you got a list. You got the list.
let me start off. Okay, of course, you already know I speak the praises of Paradise, and I can't wait for
Paradise
that to be renewed.
Fact.
Yes, Invincible peak. We can't talk enough about that. I've definitely tapped into Daredevil Born Again. I had caught up with the original Daredevil series. Like I have failed to watch season 3, so I went back, watched season 3 before I started Born Again. And immediately upon watching Born Again, I was screaming, "What the fuck?" Because damn, why
the first few minutes of that shit.
And I was mad. I'm like, man, how y'all take away the guy who was pretty much not only comic relief, but also just the warm, comfy feeling. And I'm like, man, if they take him away, I'm like, that tells me what type of timing this season's about to be on.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I've been.
You know anything about Muse?
So when the first time I saw him, it took me a minute to recognize who that was. I was like, who is this? Like, what? Why couldn't I put my finger on it? So I did have to like Google, and then I was like, oh, it's Muse.
Yeah,
it took me a minute too.
His run on Daredevil was nasty work, bro.
Yeah.
So if they do any of that shit from the comics in this shit, that shit gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be nuts because Muse was psychotic.
Yeah,
in those comic books, bro. Like he's absolutely psychotic. So this will be a very, very interesting show. Like literally, this man Matt got to not only deal with Fisk, but now he got to deal with Muse on top of that, including fighting his own demons. I'm gonna pray for the boy. That's all you can.
Pray for the boy is great.
Hey man, I'm not even Catholic, but I'm gonna do my Hail Mary, Mother of Grace for him, just for him. Hey, but yeah, Daredevil is like that. I, of course, have been watching Solo Leveling, and when I tell you Solo Leveling is great, but damn it, those cliffhangers will get you pissed every single time. It's just like, now yesterday's wasn't so bad. A lot of people were mad at it, but I'm like, he gonna find a solution. We got one more episode. It ain't like the season's cut off right here and there. We literally got one more episode. so we'll be all right. But the episode before that, I was just sitting here like, what? Now, why would y'all do that? What's with these cliffhangers, man? Why do y'all like giving us heart attacks like this, bro? Like, man, y'all gotta stop.
I have a
But
personal stick with Soul Leveling, and I don't want to like. It's nothing against y'all. The show is great. I think the show is amazing. There's nothing wrong with the actual like show itself.
mhm.
But when the powerlifting community gets hip to animes, it turns into like a thing, and I don't like it.
They super love it or they super hate it.
They super love it right now, because anything to do with strength or showing some type of like aura, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I get annoyed, so I turn Solo Leveling off for these reasons. But yes, I did see the episode from yesterday, so I agree 100%.
Yeah, man. Solo Leveling's been great. As far as anime watches, Guild Receptionist is still funny. Shangri-La Frontier has been cooking as always. I took a break from Apothecary Diaries just to let the dub build up for season 2 because I want to like kind of dive into that. I know Steve's most hated show. We all know what we're talking about, Dr. Stone. I still love where Dr. Stone is going.
That boy 5 still, boy.
Yeah,
hey.
it's still great.
It's not like, and that's the thing. I don't hate the show. I just think that a lot of the timeline be gassing it, and it ain't as gas as y'all been giving. That's just my opinion.
One thing for sure, two things for certain. Steve is not gonna give Stone no credit, bro.
Nope,
Senku gets no credit, bro, at all.
It's a very decent show.
That goes straight, bro. Like,
it's great to me, but you know what? I'll let decent slide, I guess, for Steve because that's the best I'm gonna get. So
right. We gotta take our W's with stride. This is
them
one of them.
niggas was like, oh, I remember watching the timeline week to week one time. I was like, I'm gonna binge this shit. And I binged it. I was like, boy, y'all is wilding. I was like, y'all are wild, bro. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll take the wins where I can get it. I took a break on My Happy Marriage as well, just so I can binge that. Sakamoto Days has been great.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's my show right there.
Days
That's it.
Yes. And I jumped back into One Piece. I was like, you know what? It's time. I was like, I had what was I? I was in Annie's lobby and I was just stuck on a specific chapter. So I said, you know what? Let me turn the anime on. Finished Annie's lobby and damn near almost finished Thriller Bark. I got like 10 more episodes left of that season.
Bro, this was your time to do it too, because we come back in a couple of weeks with Egghead.
Yep.
Yeah,
and the dub is like fully caught up. If you ever
the dub is fully caught up now. Yeah,
you want to just watch it and let it play in the background for sometimes where you're not paying attention.
Yeah,
let that dub work while you cleaning and doing other shit, editing the pod, all this stuff.
Because like truly speaking, like, and I know people don't really give the One Piece anime credit in the earlier years, but like when you go through those transitions of the HD era, then it goes to the 4K era, which was in Wano. And now what it's doing today, like you appreciate it. That's just fire, bro. It should be in category anime of the year every single year because of animation by itself. It should be.
Real quick, y'all. For those who've been paying attention and listening, I'm gonna take a pause right here, real quick, just because I got a phone call. Don't move. We will be right back. Okay. So yeah, we're back, and as I was saying, pretty much. The One Piece has been kind of really of a fun watch. And the way that I've been watching it though, I've been watching it on Netflix. So it goes by quicker because all I have to do is hit skip intro and it skips all the recap and you just get straight to the episode.
Yeah.
So
episodes of One Piece be like 17 minutes long, bro. They really don't be that long.
They're not that long. So I appreciate Netflix for being able to be like, well, not only will we skip the intro, but we'll skip the recap so that way you can get straight to the actual content. So I've enjoyed that aspect of it. Also, I didn't have a favorite Straw Hat until now. I'm a Brook fan. So
let's go, Team Brook. We the same nigga.
Yeah,
bro.
I gotta say, Brook has been my guy. So All the skull jokes that be coming out of nowhere. I'm like, come on, Brooke, really? Him and Frankie's dynamic is hilarious. And yeah, Brooke is my guy. I might show up to a con as Brooke, but the only thing is I'm not tall. So, you know,
I wanted to do that shit last year, actually.
Mm.
Well, not last year, the year before, because I still had a fro before I locked my shit
locked it up. Yeah.
And I was all like, I want to do Brooke, but I ended up doing that shit. I should have did it.
Yeah. Well, you know, with everything going on, I've watched I've watched Bleach, I've watched Naruto. You know, the only thing I hadn't done was continue my One Piece journey, but it has continued, and thus far I have been enjoying the ride and enjoying the comedy and of course the action. Enies Lobby was a great arc, and I don't care what anybody says about Thriller Bark. I'm enjoying it. Is it as great as Enies Lobby? Maybe not, but I'm still enjoying it. So
the issue with Thriller Bark is that it was after Enies Lobby. Thriller Bark isn't a bad arc, but it's after Enies Lobby. So niggas is already at this point where they just was like at such a high. But Thriller Bark, go ahead and finish it. And find out that ain't nothing happened.
I think I know where that's going. All right.
When you find out nothing happened, that's when they show One Piece take off after nothing happened, bro. That shit take off to a different level after nothing happened.
Say less. And then for music, all right. So I listened to this album, and I really just gotta talk about this person. Artist from Chicago, Saba. I know a lot of people are still hip to him, but look, from the private collection of Saba and No ID,
Saba's amazing.
Yes, such a smooth fucking album. It is I've listened to it a couple times now. I want to probably put it as my number 2 out of the 4 albums that he dropped, because number 1 is Still Care for Me. Like that album is so like deep and just gets to everything that I don't know what's up with trauma albums, but a lot of times when people like talk about the trauma and demons, and then when they get to the real nitty gritty of this shit, they are allowed to like express themselves in a way that is just so like artistically beautiful. And Saba, as a hip hop artist, as a rapper, and just as, you know, someone who is taking his own lane, the stuff that I hear come out of him and stuff that comes out of Pivot Gang, they really like, they care about the music that they drop. And yeah, they are. I am a Pivot Gang fan, man. They've been doing their thing for a while.
You like Benjamin Earl Turner?
Yeah, man. Like,
bro, Benjamin Earl Turner, that nigga fired.
Fire, bro. Like, Benjamin Earl Turner.
I don't know too many people that know him, so that's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
MFN Mello, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit. Joseph Chilliams, Kari Fo, like all of them, man.
And you know, Benjamin Earl Turner is on the TV show Blind Spotted, and he was actually on the episode of Snowfall. Yeah, I fuck with Benjamin Earl Turner, bro. I be fucking tweeting that nigga all the time. That nigga actually, since he don't feel like he big or nothing like that, he don't have the huge following, that nigga be responding.
Yeah.
Like he respond just like a regular conversation.
Shit. Well, yeah, but bro, like that dude cold, man. That dude is cold. I actually there was one tweet that Saba had retweeted, but it was such a long time ago from I can't even remember. I just remember that Saba had retweeted, and I was like, let's go. So I saw Saba once, and that was at Something in the Water in 2022 when it was in DC. I really hope to see him again. He's planning on going on tour again, and I don't know when he's coming to. He better come to DC. DC market is huge between like DC and Baltimore. Like that market is huge. He needs to come back. So whenever he decides to pull up, I'm definitely gonna pull up for the tour. I definitely want to see him in concert.
That's fire, bro. I heard you. It's absolutely correct. Yeah,
bro,
I agree with that.
Yeah, it is absolute fire, bro. Like I was like, damn, y'all, this dude this dude he's been spitting since the beginning, but shit. I gotta give Saba his credit, man. Like him and all the Pivot Gang, they've been doing their damn thing.
I fuck with Pivot Gang. That's crazy. Like when you said it, I was like, "What the fuck? What you thinking of Pivot?" I was like, "Okay,
yeah, bro, yeah, man." Since Bucket List, man, I've been tuned into what Saba's been doing. So I've I don't know how I got hip to him. I think it must have been a random playlist on Spotify, and I heard Photosynthesis, and I was just like, yo, who the fuck is this?
Okay.
And then that's how I went back. And this is still when I was still living in Hampton and still working for Hampton. So this had to have been the same year that the album came out. And I'm just like, oh shoot, this dude named Saba. Okay, he's from Chicago. Okay, let me listen. And this is when I was like deep into my like Chicago rapper shit. Like I was listening to damn Kemba X all the time. I was listening to fucking Alex Wiley, fucking damn, why can't I think of his name? A lot of other artists and whatnot that I was paying attention to, and then of course Mick Jenkins. Like that was kind of like my big thing during that time too, because I thought that man should have been more famous than he is right now as far as rapping. But you know,
man, Saba, my favorite song by Saba is "Heaven All Around Me." That shit is fire.
That was one of my favorites. Yeah, Calligraphy from Care for Me. That was my favorite for a long time. Like because during the time that he dropped it, I was also going through some things as well. Especially like losing. At the time, I lost like both of my paternal grandparents. So you know, listening to that song kind of like put me in a wow. Okay, yeah. So Saba's that guy. So that has been all that I have listened to and been watching so far. There's probably other shows that I've missed, but those are the main ones that I wanted to hit on.
I think we missing a piece. If you have been gaming, what you've been doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, gaming, Marvel Rivals has been taking up everybody's time apparently, and mine too. So I've been doing that. I've been playing the RPG Metaphor Refantasio. I've been really enjoying that as well. It's a lot of scenarios that you can take. I'm a matter of fact, not tonight because it's a little late, but when tomorrow pulls up, I'm definitely gonna tap into that again and you know try to see how far I can get. And I'm gonna work on some things for the boss because I'm not too far from the boss of the dungeon that I'm at. So I'm gonna work on that. One of the biggest things that happened, unfortunately, is that my external hard drive kind of died for the PS5.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man, a lot of my shit, like my Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know, bro. I just turned the PS5 on one day and it just stopped working. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know if it hit something or if it got crushed by something. But I'm sitting here like, yo, I tried to rebuild it using the
actual rebuilder.
Yeah, and it nothing. So I'm like, yo, I might have to take this to Geek Squad and find out if I can recover it, and if I can't, there's a lot of stuff that I got to start over with, like my Street Fighter file. Gone. I would have to probably start all the way over with that. Like I said, Hogwarts Legacy, my Final Fantasy 16 is gone.
That's crazy,
yeah,
bro.
bro.
I would take that to a computer place, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I got to take it to a computer place and see if I can recover the files and see if I can find a way to make
transfer it. Do a transfer to transfer.
Yeah. So,
but
it
could be the cord though, too. Though
it could be. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out if it's the cord or if it's the actual hard drive itself, because that's a lot of stuff that I had on there that I don't have anymore, and I'm just like, damn, you know. But I still got. I mean, you know, still got Destiny 2. I haven't touched Destiny 2 in like months now. But there's still that. I've been since BlurCon. I've been playing a little bit of Tekken, trying to get my shake the rust off and shit. Mortal Kombat 1 is still there. You know, I still tap in occasionally because I don't want to get rusty on that. But you know, storyline wise, it's kind of like But still, you know,
I've been playing it, bro, but I haven't played it in a while. You just made me think about that shit. Let me get back on that.
Yeah, man. Like it's still when it comes to play online and when you're playing against other people, it's still fun. It's just the storyline is just like kind of all over the place now. You're just kind of like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. That's
But
their way of making you play with every character, and it kind of
yeah. So yeah, but I can still anytime I pick Liu Kang or Raiden, I'm still like that guy. I've become at least with Mortal Kombat 1, I've become more of a Raiden regular than I am a Liu Kang, which is crazy because Liu Kang is still my favorite character. But it
So on MK11, it was on MK10, it was Liu Kang for sure. Like
yeah,
there was nobody touching Liu Kang. Like
no,
Raiden was actually trash on MK10 to
he
me.
was.
But
He was. That's why I never used him on MK10, bro.
on MK10, it was Liu Kang and Jax. That was who I was maining. And
Oh,
then by MK11, I was like, I can't use Jax no more. They nerfed this nigga.
mm-hmm.
So it was just Liu Kang. But then this new one, I've been using I use Liu Kang, I use Smoke a lot. Smoke been
Yeah,
my
Smoke got great combos in MK1.
yeah, that's been my like go-to right now is Smoke. I used to love using Sub-Zero, but they slowed him down. They done made him more of a brolic, slower character. And I'm like, damn, they slowed this nigga all the way the fuck down. So
Yep. That's why I don't use Sub-Zero anymore either. Like I used to use Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, and Takeda on MKX.
I ain't heard that name in so long, bro.
Yeah.
yeah,
And he's a playable character on MK1. I haven't used him yet. So
it's just that jump from MK10 to MK11, they nerfed so many characters that was really good on 10, and then they tried to level them out, bro. But and then like on MK10, I don't know what it is, but like on MK10 to 11, the uppercut is a little like closer. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have more reach on MK10. If I duck down and give you an uppercut, I could be a little further back. The hell not hitting on MK11.
yeah.
The
game
mechanics
mechanics
ain't on there.
Yeah, the game mechanics from 10 to 11 got slowed down completely. Like they were trying to make them as fast as they were on MK10 because a match could go by quick on MK10, but it just seemed like on 11 things kind of dragged out because the gameplay itself and the mechanics were slow. They nerfed those, so it's like okay, trying to get off a combo and trying to juggle is a lot harder on MK11 than it is on MK10. MK10, you could probably do that shit in your sleep. You'd be like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, boom. Oh, he's doing it. Bet.
Shit, me and you played on MK10. We was playing it when you came to the crib. Like we was playing. Like MK10 was my shit. 11, I was like,
yeah.
But 1, I've been playing 1, and it's actually cool. So
yeah, it's fun on 1. Just as I said, the storyline can get a bit, and then some of the extra game activities like outside of playing online and whatnot can be a bit redundant at times, but it's still fun. And as I said, like I've become a Raiden main on that one just because I like Raiden's moveset and his chain combos on MK1 are a lot smoother than they've been in a while. So I'm like, you know what? I enjoy Raiden the human a lot more.
Yeah. I love that Liu Kang is the god of the realm, and they made Raiden just a regular nigga. I like that.
Yes.
I do like the story though. I like how they did that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like the story, but the gameplay in the story I don't like.
Understood.
But the story is fine.
That's like in WWE 2K25. Like I think 2K24 had a better story. 2K25 got the better gameplay.
Bro, I got WWE. I got that 2K24 with the lock.
Yeah. That the story's fire. I think the new one, I got the new one. This is like take NBA 2K and put it in wrestling. That's exactly what this is right now.
Oh
they
shit.
you can the intergender matches, you can do those now again. Online is so fun. You can do the double finishers, which is like you can like put 2 people in one finisher, like how they be doing on the shows. Like it's very much, I ain't gonna call it easier to get a 5-star match, but it's a lot more drama to get to a 5-star match. Which I never really understood why we even have that in 2K. I don't understand why do we need that rating in the top left corner to let you know what type of match you're having. But this game has been so fun. Like it's been super fun to play. Like the joy of like SmackDown versus Raw 2005. This is exactly what this is, bro. Like they brought it back. Everything on the game is movable. and you can use it. All of that, like you can like jump on the side banister. You can use the tables. You can grab the prime jug and start beating people with it. Like it's fun again. And I'm like, this is what wrestling games need to be. Like, I understand the realism portion, I get that, in the my GM mode or all of those things, but I'm like, hey, like it needs to be fun at the end of the day. And
Yep.
can I laugh with my friends and jump online and be like, yo, like, and we go through hell trying to mash these buttons to make sure that we kick out in time. Like to
Bro,
have a
that's the issue. The
Mm.
submissions, I can't figure them motherfuckers out.
yeah, you got like push like X so many times and it switches. You gotta go to the next button, and then you
Mm.
gotta keep going like until like. But I went through one thing where it took about 5 minutes to go through, bro. Not like
Damn.
no joke. It took 5 minutes because like I kept like trying to get somebody to like tap out, but they wouldn't. But then like it got to like the last little bit, and then they'll go back out and like it gave them new life. We was on our last legs, bro. Like the match was already a 5 star. We was on our last leg. We both were bleeding. Like it was already like that. I had Triple H and he had Shawn Michaels. I ended up winning though. I hit him with a pedigree for the last time, and then finally he couldn't kick out because it had no more bar left when he was trying to kick out. So
Bro, yeah.
Okay.
I got to get on. I mean, I've been playing 24, but I haven't played. I mean, that was the first one I played since.
24 is still fun though. I think.
Yeah.
That's the first one I played since like Super Nintendo.
I played 24 just literally just last year at my boy's crib. Like I'm like, yo, I'm having fun playing this. I'm getting my ass kicked because I
But you
hadn't
having
played.
fun.
Yeah, but I had fun. So I'm definitely thinking about for sure getting 25 because I definitely want to be sure that I can, have fun again. And I remember them SmackDown versus Raws. I used to have a whole lot of fun, but then
Bro, creating your wrestler and just going through the gauntlet, bro.
mhm.
Like, yeah, like, oh yeah, just make sure when you do about 2K25, make sure you go into the create a wrestler and go ahead and go to John Cena and make sure he booed and all his other shit. You still
Oh
got to do
yeah.
it. Yeah, like I turned everything on him from being a great person to negative, to my loyalty, disloyal. It was like upstanding, disrespectful. I was like, bro, no, like it gotta everything gotta be negative. And he
Yep.
get the most boos I've ever heard on the game. I said, oh yeah, they hate him. And you can change his entrance to the old Thugonomics entrance where he just
Mm,
walks instead of him with the towel to never give up and all that. You can't change the
mhm.
music though, because the music is I wish we could, but you can do the basic Thugonomics like walk entrance though. You can do that.
Hey, he said this on Raw. You get nothing. I guess that included the
That
video game
literally
as
meant
well.
nothing, bro. You get
Facts.
nothing.
You get nothing, but all right, cool. This is something I'm looking forward to. Uh, anything else? Any other games
Um,
we playing out here?
Games wise, there was a damn. I didn't buy it yet, but I plan on buying it. The creators of A Way Out and It Takes Two, which they're trying to bring couch play back so bad. They
Mhm.
just released a new game, and everybody is talking about it's fire. Let me Google the name of the game, but it's basically it's a two player split screen game. Um, Dang, what is it called? Damn, I don't know. And now I'm mad that I don't know. But A Way Out was a game where you were in prison, and it's two niggas that's in prison and they break out of prison.
Okay.
So, and it's couch play. And the thing about the game, I could have the game and you don't have the game, but as long as you have Xbox Online or PlayStation Online, you can still play the game with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's split screen or whatever. And I can't complete a stage unless you help me type shit. Like everybody has a role in the game. It's a really good game. And then they came out with another one called It Takes Two. And then there was another one. And It Takes Two is basically it's a couple that's going through a divorce. And the daughter makes a birthday wish or whatever. And she was like, I just want my parents to stay together type shit.
Mm.
And then the other one, oh, it's called it's Hazel Light Studios. Let me see, because they just came out with a game, and everybody been talking about that. Hell, it's with these two chicks, and it's like a space game. It's called Split Fiction. That's the one.
I've heard about this.
Okay, I've heard
about
this.
Bro, everybody been talking about Split Fiction, bro. Like everybody. And they was like, that hoe is hard. And I want to play that shit. So I added it, you know what I'm saying? I bought it, but I haven't even installed it yet. But when I eventually get around to playing it, I'm gonna play it. But It Takes Two won Game of the Year a couple of years ago. And they was like, Split Fiction is going crazy right now.
Okay.
I think it's only been out like 2 weeks, so I've been wanting to get on that one. I play Grounded and all these other games. Grounded is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the video game. Basically, you get shrunk. Yeah, you get shrunk. You in the backyard, and bugs are attacking you, and you got to fight the bugs.
Wow.
Pretty much, and it's like it's a survival game, so you got to build up your armor, build up all the shit that you do, and shit like that. But that's what a lot of us been playing. Me, Kasha, Alpha. We've been on that hoe every day trying to escape. You try to escape the backyard. But yeah, that's it for video games. And then I go back and play Cuphead. Just to fucking get pissed off. That shit got me drunk as fuck 2 days.
Still have a traumatic experience playing it at Steve crib, man. Just getting on Cuphead and just being like, yo, what the fuck?
Bro, that game is fucking ridiculous. And then I got the Delicious Course, and then I got the other the Secret Recipe. I got both of those DLCs too. And that game is just fucking nuts, bro. It's too hard.
Yeah. Cuphead is frustratingly hard, but you know. I still enjoyed playing it, but it was just like, damn, bro, we gonna be at this for hours if I do.
Right. It's fucking stupid, bro. Why you make a game that you can't beat?
Right.
I will say, speaking of games, but it's a game that's becoming a TV show. Obviously, when Devil May Cry comes out April 3rd, I'm locked the fuck
in. Yeah.
Yes, locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all already know. Like, I'm a big DMC fan. Even when the games weren't all that great, you know, with 2 being ass and 4 being and the even the reboot, which was storyline was trash, but the gameplay was fun. You know, 1, 3 great classic games, and then 5, yes,
5 was that one, boy.
5 was that one. So I'm ready for this TV show. Big Dante fan. Shout out to Johnny Young Bosch, who will be voicing the voice of Dante this time instead of Nero. So that makes me wonder if the series goes on, who's going to voice Nero. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Yes, looking forward to that. Then as we move on, we got one more subject that we got to tackle, and then we can get up out of here. I just want to know what the hell is going on in the black community, yo. And more specifically, what the excuse me, I know I'm trying not to use the F word. I've already used it a couple times this episode, but someone please tell me, like, why hasn't Ye found a damn therapist yet? Like, what the hell is going on?
Because that album was fire he put out. That's why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bully's fire.
I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
The Vultures one?
No, Bully.
No, Vultures was trash. Well, Vultures 2 was trash.
Vultures 2 was trash. No, Bully is the one that so all his tweets are gone now, by the way, so you don't see him anymore. But if you go on Kanye West's YouTube, Bully is about 48 minutes. It's great. The second song is my favorite song. It's that one old school sample he had. It's been a long, long time. That joint, he got that on there. And then it's all samples, like no hard beats. It's all samples and him like just either flowing or vibing through it. It's actually all right. It's really like to me, it's decent. I ain't calling like, you know, it ain't one of them. It ain't one of them. Like it's hard to call anything Kanye to be great, but it ain't one of them. But it's like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is okay.
I'm looking at the comments on YouTube right now. One dude said, "This is the most toxic relationship I ever been in."
Yeah, exactly. The most toxic relationship I ever had.
He said, "I want to cancel this nigga so bad."
But you can't, because it's just like, dog, the music just be so good. You be like, bruh. You be like, man, dog, I really can't stand you. Like, that's how I was feeling with Donda, but then like Donda for me, not to go on a Kanye tangent at all, but Donda for me, like reshaped the way I looked at my faith for a second. And really get back to like the basics of like, what do you believe in and what do you believe in for? Um, and not necessarily going off a religious basis. You know what I'm saying? It's just really just about how you feel with your spirit and how much you talk to God and how much you talk to Jesus and all this type of stuff. Not necessarily about the extra things all the time that people try to make it so deep and it's not. And it's like, all right, like Donda really like helped me during my prep, one of them preps I had. And I was like, yeah, this is actually I get it now. I
Okay.
understand it now. But then this album, I'm like, yo, all samples. Yeah, you got it cooked on here, buddy. But the rants, absolutely right, kid. To your point, yeah, Kanye, get a damn therapist
Yeah,
immediately.
please, immediately, bro. This is because I did see the tweet about how much he was in pain and how the Carters weren't getting an apology until such and such. And I'm just like, bro, you could have seek therapy, bro. Like, find a
Right.
therapist, do something other than this. I know that most of the tweets and the crashing out that he was doing was because our album rolled out, but it was just like, bro, some of this shit is just like, yo, are you serious, bro? Like, what are we doing? I can't. Once upon a time, I used to be able to try and excuse it. Now I'm just like,
Nah, you
no,
can't excuse that, bro. You
can't
calling
excuse it.
kids retarded,
Bruh,
bro.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
can't
calling
excuse that.
calling kids like that, like that's not even just like all forgivable. Like Jay-Z low key got to see that.
I,
Like,
listen,
He do, bro.
I am not a proponent of somebody unaliving somebody else. However,
However,
I understand. That's all I'm gonna say is I understand. If
I might not
Kanye gets found in a ditch somewhere, I'm gonna probably be upset. I don't wish death on nobody, but I understand. It's like,
that nigga did say it though, too, though, kid. He did say it. He was like, I know he gonna come after me for this. He said, I know it. He said, and when I'm gone, I'm gone. He said, but hey, I'm like, bro, but you stood 10 tones down and tripled down on it.
triple down, bro.
I said,
Yeah.
that's not even double. You tripled. He did 3 tweets in a row about it. I said, wow.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Like all this other shit for 10 years. That's how I be feeling. Like, I don't know. I just be it's a certain level to how much I'm gonna perform for people. After that,
Right.
it's like, all right, well, it is what it is. We're finna see each other.
Yeah, say
Right.
I'm just gonna say what you want about me, but the moment you talk about my kids, yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
gonna
up. Yeah.
you have to see you have to see me about that, bro. I'm sorry.
I might not shoot you, but I'm gonna
Let me
shoot
mute up. Let me mute up right now.
shoot
Well.
the sky. Shoot the sky. But
Let me mute up.
yeah, about that.
Let me mute up, bro. Yeah, Steve, that's why Steve live. He know.
I shot that nigga a text. I was like, whenever you ready, nigga. It's like, whenever
bruh, like, boy, mute up, Johnny. Don't do it, though.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, just don't do it. Don't do it. That's
yeah, because I mean, y'all two text me the same thing. Like, you know, a lot of grace and mercy on that soul, bro. Good luck. Pun intended.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I was about to say, yeah, I was about to say.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
To this day, I be in the comments and other people's Twitches and stuff, and then he'd be like, "What up?" I'd be like, "I don't even respond."
You only knew how bad that man wanted to. Never mind. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Kanye West.
Kanye West, man. Kanye West. Yeah, that's definitely a toxic relationship, man. And watch me end up listening to it. I really don't want to. This is like, dang, bro, you said
it's hard to like not though, because it's like
bro.
He's a hero of ours, bro. When it comes out to like his musical, like just genius, right? Like it's hard to, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It's hard to like ignore it, but at the same time, it's like you're such a wild case. Like, how am I supposed to listen to this and not think about the wild things you said?
Right.
But then the music be like, you're not even saying nothing about what you're going through. Like what? I'm at this point, you crash out because you know something about to come. And it's the thing. Kanye, and I want him to, I hope somebody send this to him. I don't care who it is. IBN, it can be whoever it be. Whoever it gotta be. You're so big of an artist, you don't have to crash out to get attention.
You really don't.
You don't have to. Like you literally don't have to. The moment you drop, you're literally at the level of Beyonce where you can just drop and people are going to flock to it because it's you. So it's like you don't need to crash out for a popularity thing, and then everybody focused on you, and then you could just drop an album and then disappear and delete all the tweets. Like you do that every time. He
Every
did it
time.
with Donda. He did it with Vultures. He did it with Vultures too. You made this big deal about stuff. Now you doing it with Bully, and then you drop Bully on your official YouTube, and then you just disappear. Like it just don't like you don't exist. And it's like, bruh, like so all that was for what?
Just
Nothing.
to get some attention, bro.
Just attention. He didn't like all the attention that Kendrick was getting, apparently.
Bro,
Yeah, he hated that.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the thing. I was like Kendrick and Cole. I was like, if they dish you, that's gonna be easy work because you're too much of a public
Figure.
nuance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
or it's I got so much that I could just drop on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is wild.
Very much so.
Yeah, Kendrick low key gonna drop 50 on that nigga.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He wanted Kendrick beef so bad.
That's the same thing when people was all like, oh, he need to be careful with Lil Wayne. I'm like, bro, that's gonna be such easy work. You know how much stuff Lil Wayne got that Kendrick can talk about? I was about to say, if you think Drake was easy work, nigga, that nigga gonna make Wayne. The
fact that Wayne was never mind. Stop, Johnny. Don't do that right now.
I'm just saying, yeah, Wayne now it would be light work for Kendrick.
The panderer, Lil Wayne, the Wayne
bro, the drugs, the pandering, the one dreadlock. It's so much stuff that he can kill, and then that's all before that nigga says, "And you kiss baby." He can say so much stuff.
I love white people. Oh, you do, huh?
He gonna crash out way so many times. You shooting yourself.
Meet all the Carters. Jesus.
And then it's so much. And then the last thing he gonna say is you kiss baby in the mouth. like
that's all he gotta say, bro.
Mm-hmm. Like y'all really don't want Wayne.
There's photo evidence of that.
you really don't want them niggas.
And it wasn't Photoshop. There was no AI. That was real.
Real.
Yeah, it was real.
I remember that. I was like, bro,
Wayne got a song where he said, "Damn right, I kissed my daddy." It's definitely real.
Yeah, you did that, sir.
You're a fucking loser.
And listen, I don't have any problem with quote unquote kids kissing their quote unquote daddy, but what he did was just like, come on, dude, really?
That's not your daddy.
That's the one that's not your daddy too. In the mouth. Come on, man. Again. And for those of you who are LGBT, that's this is not against you. This is just
at all
focused on Wayne kissing baby of all people.
Michael Carter Jr. That's what we're talking about.
It's kissing Brian Williams in the mouth.
That's crazy, bro. Brian Williams is in.
I'm grown as fuck, and I'm not kissing my daddy in the mouth. Like, you kissing another nigga you was calling daddy. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's a violation, bro.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, they don't really want that.
Nah, I do not suspect that.
And Kendrick being ratchet as hell on Rage Mode records.
I'm saying Kendrick right now, from what March 22nd, 2024, all the way to now, I would not come for that nigga.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, like
you gotta let that shit breathe for a while.
As well as Kendrick, as of today, he is literally the #1 artist in the world in music.
Mm-hmm.
Artist, not rap artist. Artist. Period.
Yeah,
#1 of 2025. Right now,
GNX just sold another 71K.
Bruh.
It's been out almost 5 months.
Bruh. Yeah, I think it went platinum. After I think it was 40 days or something like that. It went platinum, something like that.
Yeah, and got not certified, but they said it was eligible for a double platinum. Like maybe a week after the Super Bowl.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean. Good Kid, Mad City is actually on par to become a diamond album. That's what I was told.
I'm waiting for that.
That would be crazy, bro. If Good Kid, Mad City go diamond, we haven't seen a rap artist go diamond since Eminem, I believe.
Did Views go diamond? I'm gonna give Drake some credit, but I'm like, did Views go diamond?
Views went diamond.
I'm asking if it went diamond.
I don't.
Let me
I'm about to
see.
go fact check. Hold on.
Yeah.
The speaker box love below.
Yep, that went
Eminem went twice. Oh shit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think that's it. I think
Let
that
me-
is it. Nelly, fucking first album, Country Grammar.
Mhm.
That's it.
Let's see. I'm trying
Oh,
to
I
see.
found the list. Okay, yeah. So like kind of what Steven was saying, it is the truth. If we're going from 1990, you got MC Hammer, you got
Mhm.
Biggie, Black Panther Death, you got Lauryn Hill went diamond.
Oh yeah, Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP, Country
Mhm.
Grammar for sure.
Mhm.
Eminem Show 20. That one went diamond as well. Speaker Box, Outkast.
Of course.
That kind of where it stops.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. So if Good Kid, Mad City go diamond, that would be literally it'll be almost 20 years.
20 years. Shit. Well,
It'll
not
be
even
20 years since.
because 20 years since we had it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. The man,
Yeah.
I
Because
know. Oh, I'm thinking of Diamond Records. I'm sorry, not Diamond
oh
Album.
yeah, Drake
Yeah.
got a couple
Yeah,
diamond
Diamond
records.
Records. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a couple diamond records for sure.
for
But
an album. That's
but albums, yeah, nah.
Nah.
Like it's
I
hard
don't.
to get a diamond album.
I still don't understand how. I mean, I love Country Grammar, but I still don't understand.
No, I understand it. I understand it, and I had to understand it later. Like I understand it now, like today. But I mean, put it like this. And I'm gonna just use my mom for example. My mom bought that album 3 times.
Crazy.
Three. She bought the parental advisory version. She bought the exclusive Target version. Then she bought the clean version.
Mm.
Like the Target version had a different cover compared to the other ones.
Yeah, and back then you had to buy to get those. People used to love them books and shit like that. That came with
Right.
it.
My mama
Right.
got one of them too. Yeah.
It was different. You
Like
know
when
what
you
I'm
got grown folks, your parents listening to Nelly, bro, like
saying?
that's when you kind of know it was a different. And I don't even know. I don't even know if it. I don't even know if it was the lyrics. I don't think it was even the lyrics. Honestly.
I liked Nelly. I was like triple platinum or something like that. That makes sense. Diamond, I was so confused.
Yeah, just different.
I was
Different, bro.
I was
Different, bro.
confused.
Me as a 9-year-old singing "Ride with Me" and what was the other song that had us
Yeah.
Country
Definitely
Grammar
EI.
itself.
What was the other
Now,
junk? With the car. That video.
when that Country Grammar,
I'm number one wasn't that that was on a different one.
I
they
want
had-
to think that
I
was the
think
first.
the-
Whatever the song he was talking about smoking weed on.
When that Ride with Me,
yeah, probably.
Yeah, it might have been it. Yeah, that's it.
Then-
That's the
and
one
then-
that really took off for real. I mean,
and Batter Up. Was on
Batter
there.
Up was crazy.
Batter Up was on that and on the Saint Lunatics album.
Yeah.
So that
And he
gave
had Air Force Ones too, though. Like, but it wasn't on the album, but it was just like Nelly was the hottest dude out. Like between that 2000, 2001.
him and Ludacris was the hottest niggas out.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like Ludacris, I think only was going double. That's why I was so confused. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, Luda's only going double. What was in this album that made niggas go diamond? I was like,
The parents, our parents, they were listening to Nelly like it was going out of style, bro. Like I remember that. My dad was like on it. My mama was on it. My granny, recipes, my granny, she was listening to it.
mhm.
She like, oh, I like that down down baby song. That's like what she said.
Because it was one of their old
One of them old, you know what I'm saying?
them hand
Yeah.
clap songs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Shimmy,
you
shimmy,
get
Coco,
older and
what?
you look
Yeah.
at listen to the actual lyrics and you're like, oh, this he's talking about,
He talking about
Nah.
something way
Right.
different. We talking about
He ain't talking about what you
street
think he's
niggas.
talking about. But the clean version was so hard. I think that's what it was too, though. I think to your point, Steven, how it really made it for real. I think it was the clean versions. Like he knew how to make clean records.
Mhm.
Like he just like there's a lost art in A&R today that I think a lot of artists don't do, and it's like I see it all the time. When Big X the Blood came out, he was the only dude I've seen it recently. When his album came out, both versions, deluxe or regular, he also dropped the clean version the same day. Kendrick Lamar also is a person that does this. Like, the reason why you sell so much is because parents are still parents at the end of the day. They don't want their kids to be listening to, the explicit version sometimes. Even though they'll find a way to still listen to it. I'm not saying that because we did the same thing. But the clean version gives you sales. That's still a album sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even the songs going so crazy. When he dropped Meet the Grams, there was a clean version. When you dropped Euphoria, there was a clean version the same day. When you dropped all those beef records, even Not Like Us, there was a clean version the same day. And it's like, that's how you kind of mimic the game. It's an old school method, but Nelly did it, Outkast did it, Eminem even did it. The reason Eminem went so, I don't understand the Eminem show or the Marshall Mathers LP. I don't understand how they go down.
Marshall Mathers LP, I understand.
I do understand both of them because I listened to the Eminem show. Thanks to my brother, he bought the entire album, and honestly, that's for me. That is Eminem's best work. People will say Marshall Mathers LP probably is, but for me,
Eminem show is his best work.
Yeah,
I fuck with Marshall Mathers for me.
Marshall Mathers LP was just a emotional difference.
Eminem
he was really going through it though.
But the thing is with that too, you got to remember the crossover appeal, because he is, I mean, as much as people try to throw it out there, he white. You know what I'm saying? Like, they try to hold it against him. At the end of the day, he's a white rapper, and they wanted that so bad, so they finally had one. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that also, this nigga was on TRL and MTV and shit like that. Like, that's something that they wanted for a while. So you also got to remember those sales as well.
Yep, that's true. Good point.
The nigga also was hard. So and I hate the revisionist history of niggas being like they didn't like Eminem, or they never liked Eminem, or nobody was listening. I'll be like, bro,
man, that's cap, bro. Eminem one of the biggest artists ever of all time.
I was like, bro, I was there. Y'all niggas were listening to Eminem.
We were there. Like, bro, what?
Like, y'all were
Eminem is
listening to
like,
Eminem.
I don't care about the white, black, Asian, whoever, bro. Like, he's one of the biggest artists of all time. Like, let's not act like when that nigga came out, he wasn't on the Aftermath tours and was the reason why they were selling out during the Chronic tours. Fair. Let's not act like that. Like, that existed. I was there for it.
we were there.
I literally lived in Detroit, bro. I was there for it. I know. At least me, I'm like, at least the minimum. And I ain't trying to put myself on a pedestal, but I'm like, hey, I watched this happen. Like, Eminem really was, bro. You couldn't go down this corner, around the street, to the block, to the 7-Eleven down the road, to the gas station. You gonna hear that album, bro. Marshall Mathers LP, we heard that everywhere we went. Couldn't stop.
It's crazy.
50 Cent was the same way. And I'm surprised 50 Cent's first album is not Diamond either. That's
I'm trying to figure out. I thought Get Rich Die Trying did go platinum, or maybe it's a combination.
It went triple platinum for sure.
Not platinum, I meant diamond, but I think in combination of global sales and US sales is why he claims it's a diamond album. But I think in the US, I think he's just shy of 10 million.
Scary, bro, because 50 was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was different.
Ooh, another one of the biggest artists of all time. Another one. That nobody gives props to because all they care about is power. But y'all don't get it though. It's okay. It's okay. Bulletproof vest and a whole shoe line. We not gonna talk about it.
Nah, this man 50 came in the game like, bro. Just the way he came in was there. Yeah. There's a reason why he got that bulletproof vest on, bro. Like, this nigga wants
how to rob.
How to rob.
Wankster was my first introduction to him, and people say, "Oh, that's an 8 Mile song." Cap. I heard Wankster on Good Rich Die Trying first. That's the first time I heard it. I knew 8 Mile existed. That was hard, but they did not listen. 8 Mile. Wankster was not on the 8 Mile movie. Like, so I wasn't caring for that. I'm like, oh, the 8 Mile soundtrack. I don't care for that, bro. Like, these are all kind of like only one song really matters though. Lose Yourself in that moment. That's the only song that really matters. Oh, yeah. I don't really care. But 50 Get Rich Die Trying?
Yeah, Get Rich Die Trying was no skips for me.
None.
And then
I'll even say the next album, man, was no skips.
The
Massacre was fire too, boy.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. The amount of times we listen to "I'm Supposed to Die Tonight" on the way to
school.
on the way to jumping niggas and shit. on the way to jumping niggas at parties. "I'm Supposed to Die Tonight" was
Oh my god, bro. Who were we, Steve?
bro, we was
were
teenagers
we?
thinking we was these niggas. We was
Bro.
thinking we was these big ass gangsters, nigga. But
Bro, I'm walking around with the black flag bandana. Like, I'm gonna just say that.
yeah.
Bro,
Okay.
put it on my face when I go jump somebody. Who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah. That was
Bruh.
what we was.
Rap was a different time, and I
Different
need
time,
niggas to
man.
really understand. Like, y'all think y'all cool with this Rage and the Cardi and all this other stuff? No, brother. Let me tell you something. There was a different time. I'm supposed to die tonight, patiently waiting.
Basically, waiting with that shit. I'll kill you.
I-
Like we listen to these songs thinking we finna jump somebody.
nigga, I had to get Rich Die Trying CD where they had a DVD in the back, and I watched them homemade music videos he was making. Bruh, I'll kill you was a song, bruh. That was hard to me. I was like, oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Bro.
And Heat on Get Rich or Die Trying was the one.
Yes.
We man, I ain't gonna lie.
The amount of times I listened to Ski Mask Way and Piggyback was
good shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally I had a burned copy of the Massacre, bro. I literally it got ruined because of how many times I spoke back Piggyback Ski Mask Way and the remix of Hater to Love It, because that's the one where it was at the end. I was like, yo, we had all the G Unit on there before everything blew up, but still.
Yeah, the drama really means nothing. I ride by and blow your brains out. That shit. Hey, he used to be the one where we used to. I'm not going to incriminate none of my friends, but we used to be bad. We used to be some bad.
No, man. But what else? And I know we taking a nostalgic road down hip hop memory lane, y'all. But shit, the amount of times that I was part of a all black Boy Scout troop, and mind you, most of us made the rank of Eagle. We did the impossible because a lot of people said 2% of black men do not make Eagle. Excuse me, 2% of black men make Eagle Scout. So we were part of that 2%, and yeah, but the amount of stuff that we used to blast just riding from town to town, because our scoutmaster used to be like, he's a dentist by trade. So he had a lot of money to just be like, yo, we going on this trip and this trip and this trip. Like a lot of the scout troops now, they don't have that kind of luxury. But we used to go on trips, and I can just remember being in like the backseat of the church van blasting Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101, bro. Literally just playing it for everybody to hear. And then my friends had another year, they had the Jeezy the Inspiration. So all we doing here is in the back, screaming out, Jeezy like to drink, Jeezy like to smoke, Jeezy like to I'm having with his coke. I'm like, no, we don't know nothing about this shit, but we over here like rapping all the lyrics to it, man. It's good times, man. Good times as a team.
And then
niggas was living trap or die, boy.
And
these kids don't get it. They don't get
it. The Recession was the one. The Recession.
Yeah.
That album was nuts in college, bro.
Something to me, goddamn. You right.
And I was senior in high school, getting ready. I was getting ready for that college experience. So the Recession was definitely one of my go-tos.
I mean, I think at that time, because I'm gonna just speak about particularly fraternity measures, the Recession, and still TM 101 was still like that.
Yeah,
at that time, it was rough. It was hard to get away from.
Yeah, I wasn't in
but you was around it though.
But I was at a HBCU, so I saw.
Yeah, so you know.
I saw.
Yeah, that you good by. I ain't even call it adjacent. You were in it. You were in it. Like it didn't matter if you was like in NPHC or not, or if you went to HBCU, you knew for sure like what was happening in the post of the culture at that time.
Every Wednesday, hump day, every Wednesday at PB, 12 o'clock.
Nigga, I ain't give a damn about business casual Mondays or Tuesdays for me. I ain't give a damn about that.
They call it the activity hour at Hampton now, and they usually do it like at the end of classes where they do it like 4 to 7 or 4 to 6. But when I was coming up, it was 12 to 2.
12 to 2, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, felt. I get it.
In the student center, what we call the stew, almost every day, but especially every Friday, 12 to 2. Sometimes I just be like, man, I might have to skip class because this person DJing.
Hey, it's time to show out.
Yeah, like, I gotta slide. I wasn't even part of a frat back then. I was just drumline. We just be sit there, posted up, and just watching. And then if it got real good, it's like, hey, it's time to catch some twerk. And we be like, hey, let's get it. That's what it was.
Bro, we had a DJ in ours at Michigan State on Fridays. In our annex, we had a whole DJ in our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like,
that's
the annex was where the black people was at. We didn't go to the other lunchrooms. We went to the annex. The annex is where all the black folks was at. So bruh.
We had Mr.
Shout out DJ Twin, bruh. Shout out DJ Twin. Rest in peace, DJ Twin. I love you, boy. I miss them days bad. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we had DJ Mr. Rogers, and that nigga went to school with us.
Nigga, hold on,
damn.
bro.
Yeah.
Wait, you talking about Ellie Dollar, Mr. Rogers?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know if Ellie Dollar is the same DJ Mr. Rogers.
No. Ellie Dollar is the boy that's from your same city. Settle for Less. We call him Less for short, but Ellie Dollar is the thing. Yeah, DJ Mr. Rogers produced for him for a long time. Still do to this day, actually.
Yeah.
If this one, Mr. Rogers had a YouTube black dude plugging Jordans a lot. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that was.
I met him in 2009 at the Galleria, bro, for the Space Jam release.
That's every hump day that we had at PV. Every Wednesday, DJ Mr. Rogers was the DJ. So
you have to remember, this nigga Steve went to PV. I'm hurt.
Yeah,
I'm hurt.
I was trying to go to. Listen, I'm still hurt too because I was trying to go to PV. That was my first.
Exactly, Ken. You knew exactly why I said that. We both drumline people. I'm hurt.
Yes. I was trying to rest in peace to the box. I was trying to be boxed.
Rest in peace to the box, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. The only reason I went to PV was because my mama said you got to do something when you graduate, and so I went to my little college night my senior year, and that was the only table I stopped at.
Like the only table I stopped at. What a hell of a table to stop at.
I stopped there. I got the application, and then I walked out.
You know how hard it was to go to PV, bro, because the outstate expense. Ooh, wee.
Honestly, it probably would have been cheaper for me to go to PV than it did for Hampton in the long term because listen, the out-of-state prices weren't cheap, but they were a lot cheaper than they were in Hampton. I'm gonna tell you that because Hampton's a private school. So
I'm looking at it from like trying to go to Jackson State and going to PV. So Jackson State, I think, was like $20,000 more than PV. But also Texas had these other things you had to deal with. It wasn't just the out-of-state Texas cost. You had to get like it was all the other things, like it was extra stuff I didn't know about. And I was like, oh no, like, and my sister wasn't living in Texas then. So I'm like, shit, if she was living there maybe 2 years prior, yeah, I'd have been cool.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know nothing about that. I just
listen.
Of course, you live there, boy.
I was going there. I was going there to be ignorant. Honestly, truly, that is the only reason I was there.
I was
so
saying
live at that time, bro.
Yeah, damn. I didn't get a chance to go because just pretty much how far it was from home. You know, coming going from South Carolina to Texas. My mom was not, keen on that idea. Now, had she known that I had some family out there, she probably would have leaned into it a little more. But nah, she wasn't with it. So it was like, all right, well, next choice was Hampton. She wanted me to go. Initially, there was another school. I forgot the name of the school now, but it's like at the deep corner of South Carolina, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and they was giving me a lot of money to go. You know what stopped me? Seeing a big ass Confederate flag on one of them houses on campus. Absolutely not.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
That was the nope. Look, I live in South Carolina most of my life. I've dealt with this shit before. I'm not dealing with this shit again.
That'll do it.
So
it always do it, bro.
Always, yep. Yeah. So I was
I seen the flag in Mississippi, kid, and I said,
Oh,
This ain't gonna work.
I was surprised if you didn't see flag in Mississippi.
Yeah, it was in Jackson too. It wasn't that far from JSU, and I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mama seen that first. My mama seen the biggest roast she ever seen, and then number two, yeah, because I mean, it's not a secret. Like I grew up in Michigan first, right? I didn't grow
Mm-hmm.
up in the South. My parents are from the South and also Jamaica as well. And my mama ain't seen a bug like that. She was a child. My mama grew up in Mississippi and also Bama at the time, but she ain't seen no bug like that. So she was a very, very wee little jit,
Mm-hmm.
and to see that at her grown age, she's like, my son is not going through this. And we were like staying for that week in the dorms at the time because you could like stay for the week or whatever, just kind of get a feel of what the college was. She seen that roach, bruh. She said, nope, you're not going here. We left 3 days into the whole thing. We left that Wednesday.
Damn.
Yep. She said, you're not going here. And I said, what? And but then also the other reason was just because of the distance. Like how your parents were saying the same thing for you, kid. Like the distance
Mm-hmm.
was the difference. She was like, from Michigan to Mississippi is a long way, you know? And she said, I can't even get to you fast enough. And I'm like,
Yep.
man. So Michigan State, go green, go white, as we winning right now. You know, thank you for your memories. But if I could change one thing in life, it'll be going to PV for sure at Texas.
I remember.
I would have met Steve and I probably would have been more heathen than I am now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Definitely would have been a heathen if you'd have met. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still trying to recover from bad
Shut
things
up,
that
bruh.
Damn, bro.
You are a decent, fine,
I
young, handsome man,
did.
sir. You all right? You good?
Yeah.
Stay out the
Kids,
way. You
kids
are not.
changed
All you can do.
me. Kids changed me. I will say that for sure.
All right.
Because if I didn't have no kids,
You
I
still
was
be on that time.
Thank you, Skylar.
absolutely.
Appreciate you, Skylar.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we appreciate you.
I still think about it sometimes. But I'd be like, I gotta go home. That's the main thing.
Hey.
That'd be the main thing. I'd be like, I gotta go home.
Word, y'all. Man, damn, we've been yapping over here for damn near 2 hours, over 2 hours now.
2 hours and
We
21
covered
minutes.
everything that we was gonna cover and then some. You know, appreciate Jay for pulling back up after hiatus. Glad he was able to join us again. You know, it's
I'll
been a
be
minute.
here.
Glad to have you back.
I'll be here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
did not. I had the knowledge to tribal chief a couple times. Now I'm back. It's all right.
Okay. Hey, for sure. It's WrestleMania season, so we gonna be getting into our wrestling content. We got 30
Time.
days. It's less than 30 days
Yeah, be
to be prepared.
25 days out now.
Yeah,
As
we
of when this episode come out? What, Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday will be 23 days out.
Yeah, getting ready for it, man. Getting ready, and of course, thank you, ScubaSteve, for once again pulling up as always. We have to get out of here, guys. But before we do, just wanted to ask once again, are there any new Black business shout outs or highlights that you guys want to throw out there before we wrap up?
I got one, well, two actually. Shout out to Southside Barbenders. That's a clothing line here in ATL. Shout out to my boy John for running it. Pretty much, it's like if you into lifting in the ATL, you know about the particular gyms that be going on. So DNA Strength, Fuel Factory, Steel Society. You gonna see somebody with a Southside something on, whether it's a hoodie, pants, SSBB, Southside Barbenders. Um, that's what it is. Shout out to the Southside of ATL. So like I said, shout out to my boy John. And then the second one is gonna be I kind of said him earlier. Black Girls Entertainment. Brown Girls Entertainment. I'm sorry, not Black Girls Entertainment. Brown Girls Entertainment. They doing a lot of the wrestling community stuff here in ATL, especially for those of us of the colored skin, us black folks. So, if you're looking for particularly like wrestling community stuff like that, definitely just type in Brown Girls Entertainment WrestleMania. That's where folks gonna be at if you're trying to go pull up for that. Um, yeah, that's all I got for my side.
Okay, Steve.
For me, go read Wake the Dead on Webtoons. If you guys are listening to this as well, go to the Spotify or Apple Music and go find Wake the Dead's audiobook as well.
Hmm.
The Blurred Mind Pod I mean, blurredminds.com is the website for us as well. Blurred Mind Pod website is one as well. Go check all that stuff out, man. No pressure, you know what I'm saying? If you fuck with me, fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you will. You will have no choice.
That's a fact.
Because I'll be everywhere. So
Yeah,
but
bro.
yeah, man. Other than that, man, that's it for me.
Where talk y'all shit, man. Talk y'all shit. There is one shout out that I wanted to give. Shout out to the Truth Barbershop right around the corner in Severn, Maryland, man. They are really is just veterans, but they are, of course, Black veterans who, you know, they gave me one of the freshest cuts that I've had in a while. So big shout out to them, man. They know what they're doing with the Clippers. And yeah, man, it's a lot more Baltimore area communities and people who are out there that I definitely want to shout out whenever we get the opportunity. So as I continue to build this platform, of course, I will try to do my best to talk to some more of them and see, you know, what they're doing based on their community and see if I can, of course, involve them in the Chaotic Culture podcast, because it's all about the culture and it's all about the community at the end of the day. That might be a phrase I might want to
Yeah,
write
you
that
might want
down.
run that back one time.
It's like,
You kind of cooked on that.
yeah, it's all about the culture and it's all about the community. So you already know. Let me put that as one of the phrases here as part of the amount of phrases that I have for this podcast. But anyway, guys, of course, we got to do the rundown real quick. As always, shout out to Inside the Mind for Blurred. Shout out to Mike Check, Waifu, Worst Generation Podcast, and Blanime Podcast, aka the Anime After Dark family. Shout out to Truth and Transparency Podcast with Brother X, the Culture Scientist, and Mr. Smith. I believe Mr. Smith is getting ready to get married if he isn't already, because I saw pictures on there. So definitely shout out to Transparency, yo.
Brother.
All right. Of course, Dad needs to talk with Rob, the father of Vash. Geek Set Podcast. Again, thank you to Young Deuces for pulling up to the pod, man. That was a great pod episode. Got a couple of views on YouTube. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, you know, we climbing. So definitely shout out to him. Anime Junkies 3 Weebs in a podcast. Those anime girls. Shout out to the commute, and of course, shout out to Black Geek Energy, man. Always fun having y'all around. Definitely got to run another episode back with you, Jardo and DeMarcus. We really had fun that last episode. Black authors, of course, shout out to K Renee, aka Sedona Rose, and of course, Miss Elena Graham. For our Black content creators, we got Off Black Mag with Aaron, HBCU Anime with Evan, Cerberus Entertainment, Tatted Poodle, The Geechee Gamer, Shelby with Simply Janine, Simply Baked and Rosa's Travels. Shout out to Toasty Marshmallow, and of course, The Corner 5, Simone, Courtney 5, Chris Sham, and ScubaSteve and Alpha with Blur Mind Productions. For our Black artists, definitely shout out to NASA, shout out to Scoozy, Jack Union, Phil.me, Ellis Quinn, RJ Stackhouse, shout out to Quarter, shout out to Tyrone Leak Jr., shout out to Aria Lachelle, Zach Hines, who apparently has developed a game as well, so I probably need to bring Fortresses back on the pod as well.
Ooh.
Big shout out to you, Zach Hines, for doing your thing. I got to definitely talk to you some more, man, and find out what you got going on. Shout out to Elena again. Yes, she is both an artist and a singer, and both an author and a singer. So, but definitely shout out to Elena. Shout out to Zaynab, and of course, a shout out to Imogen, who you probably will be seeing more of Imogen, especially since she lives around here. So just stay tuned for that. For our Black businesses, of course, Already Paid by Dre, Fresh Nurse, Righteous Smiles by Timo, KSS Brand by Christina, Cream Cosmetics by Naima, Mind Over Money by Tremaine, Studio Maho with Pat and Yin. Also, big shout out to Daphne Benford Smith and Hold On Law. Concept Moon, She Designs Too with Aaron, Black Magic Lit Wands with Low and T, H4 Creative with Zenobia, Real Estate Stone by Meredith, So by Bell by Mariah, and Scrappy Sentiment with Sappy. And I think I got everybody. Yeah.
Shout out to the Sogo gang as well. We still around.
Oh, damn. Shout out to Shogo Gang. Damn, Kev left that off the list. Damn. And I skipped right over too. That's on me.
It's all good, brother.
Yeah. Shit. All right. Y'all already know what it is. Be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast on your favorite DSP. And of course, please be sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Be sure that you like the video. Be sure you share, subscribe, and of course, hit that notification bell for updated episodes. We'll have more content as well. If you liked the content that I do outside of the podcast, of course, you'll see more of that from us. Y'all saw the review that I had for Drake and P&D's album. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to hear me more slandering of albums or me praising albums, please let me know.
Baby girl.
All right. Oh, Jesus. All right, man. Of course, definitely please subscribe to the patreon.com for more bonus content as well. Again, you can subscribe at any of the 4 levels, whether it be $3, $5, $7, or $10. Once again, we appreciate your support. You can follow us on Facebook at the Chaotic Culture Podcast page. You can also follow us on IG and Threads at Chaotic Culture Pod. You can follow us on Twitter /X at Chaotic Culture 1, and you can follow us on Blue Sky at chaoticculture.bsky.social. And eventually there will be a TikTok. I keep saying that year after year, but somebody else is going to run it because it ain't going to be me. I'm just going to let y'all know right now. Anyway, you can follow.
He said that too. That's so funny.
Yes. You can follow me, Kat the Pro. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. You can follow JayLeeTrey at all social media at JayLeeTrey. You can follow ScubaSteve at ScubaSteve1428 on all social media. And for the podmates that are not here, of course, you can follow Miss Sappy at Scraps14 on all social media. You can follow Law at L.JR_96 on Instagram and Law96_ on X/Twitter. And of course, you can follow Shanasa at I'm Nakaso on all social media. And yeah, this has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, a much longer episode than I thought, but you know what? I got the gang here, and that's all that matters. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules, be blessed, be safe, God is love, and we are out of here. Deuces.
So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. And